Open. Let me go and open up our doc for this week, and let me just focus. Let me just make sure that y'all have my undivided attention for this stream today.
Well, it's been a day. It's been a week.
It's been a month.
Like literally 28 days later has happened.
Whew, what you say? Just without all the zombies in it.
Oh my goodness. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux, and you made it. You made it to another Thursday. It is Thursday, January 28th, 2021. Time for another Tech Talk Thursdays. Of course, I'm joined this week and every week by the man that will soon be formally known as KKS Gaming.
Hey, how you doing? You right. You right.
We up here metamorphing and rebranding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trying to get it together.
I'm also joined this week by probably just by a very thin margin at this point, given news that apparently I just woke up to.
Ooh.
Sinziak in the building.
I'm here on behalf of the true wolves of Wall Street.
Yep.
We're gonna howl at the moon for them just one time though.
Oh yeah, it was definitely getting some Jordan Belfort vibes for real. Especially without all the little person tossing, and
So is it sad that in 2020 I've learned more about how politics works, and in 2021 I'm about to learn about how the stock market works?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't wait for the lessons I learned in 2022. It's gonna be great.
See, the thing is, I need them to not come on the heels of also just, something. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait till we get to that topic, but I do want to say before we get to that topic, y'all, this is gonna be 2020 the review. And when I say this is 2020 the review, there was a point in time at which a lot of different companies and things spent more time than they should have telling on themselves. Just right there in the open, just told on themselves about who they were, what they respected, what they represented, and their values and things.
Yes.
So what I want is for y'all to pay attention this time. When it comes to this stuff, pay attention this time.
Take notes.
It was
people are not just telling you who they are, but they are showing you. And we already know from our good sis, Maya Angelou, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
That's right. I'm just saying.
Excuse me. And hopefully, she said she was still going to be here, maybe a little bit late. The GOAT.
None other than the GOAT.
She just popped in. She's got the earpiece.
Wait, is that the?
Do I need to update here?
Goodness.
Yeah, you're gonna twist the overlay over.
Oh, boom!
She just popped up. I told you. She was like, oh wait, she's probably gonna be a little late. Oh no, there she is.
Let me tell you, let me go ahead and hit y'all with this real quick. Not only did she get here, but she got here in time for her intro. Y'all know she broke laws because she loved you.
Right. Just so you know, this was not planned. I could not see Skype. I had no idea she was here.
She tore up and down them Carolinas. It was like, yo. I'm like, okay. And I see I'm here, and I'm like, okay.
She got that payout because Robinhood sold her stocks. That's what happened.
Oh, there you go. It's in the PayPal account.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up WRAL. So somewhere between Greensboro and High Point, there was a sonic boom. We cannot explain it.
It was like Blue Streak, Speed by Uncle the Hedgehog. Broke everybody again. I love it.
You know the voice
I
actor.
love it.
You know the voice actor for Sonic. Like he left. He's leaving the role. He left. He announced he was leaving the role today. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
The new voice of Sonic.
Uncle
Second
came
voice.
in.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the second
Oh,
voice.
I take that
Sonic.
role. I would love that.
Y'all remember? Okay, hold on. Shout out to
I would love that.
shout
I'd be
out to
like,
the people
that's
who are as
no
old as me and
good. I
remember
would do
that
that.
the first voice of Sonic that they ever heard was Jaleel
Yeah,
White.
Jaleel White. Yeah.
That was my Sonic for real. So when they came with this guy like from Sonic X, I was like, yeah, that's cool, but where's Jaleel at?
Y'all better be glad I love y'all.
Of course I love him. Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
was
we-
driving a little
we
fast,
love
though.
and
I really was
we
driving a
love
little
and
fast.
appreciate you too. Thank you so much for being here.
And it's
I
kind
was
of
like-
like this is me looking at Anka and being like, well, I mean, you can be mad if you want to, but we're related.
I was like,
I was like, I don't see no cops, and I couldn't see because I didn't have my glasses on the road either, and I should have, but I left kind of in a
So she
hurry.
just breaking
But, you know.
laws left and right.
I'm here. I
And
made
it's
it. We
okay
made it
because
back.
she can't see them.
mm-hmm.
She has come to teach you what the word of the day is in Spanish and everything.
Right.
Oh my god.
That needs to be a thing. I support that.
Oh my
I
god.
wonder what today's word should be.
I support that.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
tell you something. I love Thursdays, and this is why.
Yep.
I'm sorry I'm late, y'all. For real, I apologize.
Late.
I didn't do it on
right
purpose.
on time.
You were on time. Listen, you
He
were
said,
on time.
"Oh,
She out here
she's
like
missing.
Jesus.
We know she'll be soon, but Anka." And as soon as you said that, it was like,
Oh, Monka's here.
I thought Kev was fucking with me. I thought
No.
Kev was fucking with me. He said, "Shit."
I don't. I looked up and I was like, oh, Unca's here. Oh, Unca's here.
Look, I'm out here like Jesus. She ain't here when you want her, but she'll be right on time.
There you go. She's an on-time. Yeah, she is.
Anka, the
Not the
on-time
hymns.
goat.
Not the hymnals.
That's what my mama sang. My mama sang that. Blew the doors out of old Mount Zion with that one. I was like, oh, now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yeah, but
Oh man. I'll be right back though. I gotta go get my food. On the highest of keys.
Ain't no problem.
the clock says 8 p.m. You're present on time. There you go.
So here's the thing, Anka. She just left. Okay.
She said you was gonna get that food.
She got to run for that food. She was like, she had to
She
come
didn't-
in. She had to come
didn't-
check in. Come say here, and then like, okay, everybody's cool. Cool. I gotta go get my food.
Again.
Say that one more time.
What she did. She said, like, I just wanted to make sure to come up and speak to everybody, but my groceries are still in the car. I need to go do
Right.
that.
Yeah, she had to come in, show her face real quick, and then run back out to the groceries. She had to let everybody know. She had to let everybody know in the sanctuary she was here, the fellowship hall, and then she was like, "Okay, yep, no, I still gotta go back and I gotta go back and get the deviled eggs. I'm be right back. Hold up."
Oh,
All right.
boy.
So do we want to tackle our first article of the day?
Oh, I think
Sure, let's get into
Okay.
it. Let's
Let me start with this real
Mhm.
quick. Did y'all do the patch or not?
Okay.
Have
Oh,
you
we
updated
just
your
jump
i-
in.
have you updated
we
your
just jump
iPhone
in
with this?
sections. Period. Okay.
No, like we just jumped down one bullet.
Okay.
In the doc,
All right.
just
Well,
one
we got to
bullet.
make sure. I'm with you now. I got the right article up now.
Because like we can't be like, listen, y'all, we can't be out here, right?
Mhm.
Like we keep telling y'all two-factor your stuff and keep updated. This is why, like, we're out
Yeah.
here.
Right.
Yeah. iOS 14.4 and obviously iPadOS 14.4 for those who really care about naming of things. I do. It patches vulnerabilities that may have been actively exploited. According to a security support document shared by Apple, there were kernel and WebKit vulnerabilities affecting all iPhones and iPads running iOS or iPadOS 14. The kernel vulnerability could allow a malicious application to elevate privileges, and Apple says it is aware of a report that the issue may have been actively exploited. The the good thing about it, though, and this is I saw these from early reports too, that this appears to have been exploited on older iOS and iPad devices. So, if you update every year like your boy, then you were probably okay. But yeah, if you were rocking the iPhone 6S or later, the iPad Air 2 or later, iPad 4, actually, late. Oh, no. I read that wrong. Never mind. Nah, I was definitely vulnerable. That was everybody. Never mind. I can understand why this was serious. I read that all the fuck wrong.
Oh yeah, my mom has the iPad 8 Gen, and I was like, oh shit, let me go update my mom's iPad.
Yeah, I interpreted later as going in the opposite direction, as in, anything before that device, not after that device came out. That was on me.
Was not what happened.
That was on me. Luckily for me, I was already like on betas and shit, so I was getting I was getting these patches anyway. But I made sure, just to make sure, cover my base, because I know my family has older devices. I said, y'all need to update your shit.
Right.
Man, this was me sliding up and being like, "Ooh, let me stretch and yawn. It's 10 in the morning and I don't need this update." To slid that phone right over to the corner while I was doing my work at the desk today, because we don't play with this stuff.
No. Don't do it.
I won't play. Yeah, we update all our stuff.
So yeah, again, one of the tenets of the show: always make sure your shit is patched and updated. This is serious. We can sit to say that to her blue in the face. My wife was like, but it doesn't. Shut up, Siri. Nobody's talking to you. My wife said, but it says that it does it automatically. Yes, 10 days from now. I need you to do it today, right now, right here while I'm sitting here.
Today.
Linux was out here
Be like,
I'll wait.
you know better than this. You know who you married. You know this.
Unfortunately, no.
You know
She
this
don't.
by now.
She don't. No. It changes
What you have a
nothing.
See, my mom knows. She'd be like, "Is it?" She'd be like, "Kevin, what's this?" And I'm like, "Don't click on it, mama." She'd be like, "There you go." She shows it to me. Before she clicks on it, she'd be like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Don't click on that." And I'm like, "Cool. That's what I want you to do, mother." And I'd be like, "I don't want to click anything without you saying." And I'm like, "Mother, that's what I want you to do, mother. I want you to not click on things. Let me see it first."
We'll step away from the desk momentarily. Please continue.
Yeah, I be telling my clients, I don't care if it's a pop-up for deodorant. Don't click on it until I see it first. Take a picture of it, text it to me, and then be like, "Yes, deodorant." Don't click on it though, because you don't. They be trying to say, yeah, because that might be adware for deodorant. You don't want the algorithm to send you deodorant stuff. That's all I'm saying. But please, ma'am, please, sir, don't be clicking on stuff and then be trying to and then call me when it's broke. That's no. I had to be yelling at him. I'd be like, "Miss Agnes, you know better than this." Because I have an old person clientele, so I have to tell the elderly, don't be clicking on stuff. So I don't care what it is, Miss Agnes. Don't click on it. Update it. Did you do the updates? Now, if I gotta do them updates, it's $15.
So look, I can give you this Apple support document for free, but if I gotta come over and do it,
it's a service call and $5. Just because.
Hate to see it.
I mean, I like to see it because it's $15.
I mean,
Y'all play too much.
So Anka, have you updated your phone?
Wow, Anka. Wow, update it now.
Ma'am.
Update it now.
Ma'am, right now. You don't need that phone right now.
Right now. You don't need it now. Go and update it now. I want to see it. Update it now.
You just hold your phone up to the screen and tap it.
Yeah, walk back to the phone. Go update it.
Not Uncle
update her
leaving
phone.
and coming back at the same time.
Uncle ain't update this phone.
Do I need to find you the Apple support documentation in Spanish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
that
Not the
look,
lang-
though. The way that she just over here like silently praying in tongues.
I'm so a little
off
salty.
screen.
I'm so a little salty from that TikTok she sent us, and everything was in Spanish.
oh, for real? That's what we
Like,
doing?
how did that how did that go over?
Not this.
Like, how did it not detect my
this.
my language settings in my browser? It still gave me Spanish. Like, excuse me.
Now I got to run this through Google Translate to laugh at it. I can't just. I got to hold up Google Lens and be like, what does any of this mean?
But yeah, if you have not already,
Please do.
please, like,
do that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, we will always do right by you. But look, sometimes.
We look.
Let's see here. Starting out though this week, Twitter launches new Birdwatch initiative to combat misinformation.
Girl, bye.
What? When I hear this bird watch, I be thinking about something. Did Blizzard create this? Because this sounds like something. Be like bird watch.
tweet. Twitter announced an all-new initiative for combating the massive amount of misinformation on the platform called Birdwatch. Birdwatch is a collection of new crowdsourcing tools designed to allow users to flag tweets as misleading and to write notes that provide informative context.
Them
we
a
still don't-
way.
Boy, y'all late.
Yet we still don't have an edit button.
Boy, y'all late.
I'm still
Like,
team edit button.
At this point, I would just rather have better mod tools and better like people like edit. Like I've given up on the edit button. I just rather just have like.
Here, let me just go ahead and ask this question. Raise your hands if y'all want me to. If you want to see me roast this, because I have layers of concerns. Thing number one, so you didn't want to implement the moderation tool and have decided to crowdsource this to your user base for moderating things. This is what y'all decided to do. However, y'all don't read the reports that you already get. Also, y'all already know that people use the reporting tool to hate brigade on people. Multiple accounts have been lost behind this. And now y'all have done that, give people a tool to do that, but anonymously. And then write y'all extra notes and information. Really, Twitch, is this what we have decided to do? Y'all just like decided to be like, hey, if you're a racist, we would like to give you an all expense paid vacation, a cruise, complete with a spa. We would like to give you a massage. Like, why? For what reason? Y'all literally have moderation teams. Handle your shit and stop trying to offsource it to people, probably because low-key, y'all are tired of us calling the people that we do know in your offices and roasting you publicly on the timeline for not doing the job with the moderation tools y'all already have, and y'all already here trying to build something new. Stop reinventing the wheel and actually handle the reports that y'all get hourly, multiple times, because, listen, there are people I am trying not to name because I do not want to draw unwanted attention. But low-key, the racists are still on your platform and y'all haven't done anything to them in spite of them being reported multiple times. So I know y'all aren't going to do right with this Birdwatch. What's the real tea here? What is happening? And it's probably low-quality orange pico from the bottom shelf that's been sitting there for 3 years. I need y'all to not.
Yep. Y'all be trying. Y'all be thinking that y'all could be like, oh look, look, a whole feature shift, and nothing.
No, wait, not y'all announcing it on January the 25th when February is right around the corner.
That's how's that gonna be implemented?
So y'all really gonna take this stuff seriously? Is that what y'all are going to do? You're going to ask us in the middle of being assaulted by racists to also pull up and give you screenshots and notes about why we do this, even though we can. Because here's the thing, in case y'all don't know about the moderation features you currently have available, you can report things that are hateful, malicious, spam, protected speech, and other things, sexual harassment, and all this other stuff. And it will give you an option of up to 5 tweets on their timeline that you can select as it is. What is this for? Literally, what is this for? What does this do that your moderation tools currently don't do? And the only thing I could imagine that it does is let you report anonymously. Oh, for real?
Right.
Combat misinformation. Well, you already know who has misinformation on your platform. Remove them. That will combat misinformation.
Yep. Be like, just, hey, that's it. You know it is. You see it is. You see people out here literally just tweeting away reckless ass information, and then all of a sudden just be like surprised, and then be like surprised when a whole riot breaks out. Like, huh? And then it's like, hello.
Well, Brock, if you want the tea on that, I'll go ahead and tell you like this. They implemented a policy to just go, hey, if you say hate speech on our platform, we're just going to go ahead and give you a hard ban. And someone dropped 50,000 users in one day.
Yep.
So, are there that many? Yes, there are. But also, while we're here around the corner from all this other stuff, I want to go back to maybe a couple of weeks ago on this podcast where we were just like, it is really dry and boring and unseasoned that these people and these tech companies in particular finally decided to find their courage only 2 weeks before this person was out of office. Y'all want to use the Birdwatch now for something that you literally watched the literal president of the United States do for 4 whole years and didn't do shit. So, what's the tea on that? Also, I would like that tea to have extra lavender and a bit of ice, a squeeze of lemon. Like, y'all, this is so much trash, and I'm over it. I'm over
clover
it. I'm
honey
so
would be
over it.
nice. Good for the.
Right over here.
Right down here. Just knocks it out. It is wintertime, so
I am just bored with these people going, like, trying the most to be seen being responsible, but never actually wanting to put in the work whatsoever.
No.
Tired. I want to sit here and eat my crispy seasoned chicken and be left alone while I am exploring the Twitter timeline. But I can't do that because y'all want me to be part of your moderation team. This isn't Uber for reporting people's tweets. Hire me.
Cut the check.
And Sinjak has spoken. But yeah, this.
Oh, Brock, you're not wrong.
No,
you're not wrong
at all.
See, also Azalea Banks and Kevin Hart, but let me not.
Wow.
That's a conversation for another day. Pet Cemetery vibes, but that's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyway.
Google Apps will stop using tracking ID that will require upcoming iOS 14 permission prompt. Back during the introduction of iOS 14, Apple put in some new little messages that will let users know, hey, this app may be collecting data on you. Would you like them to continue to do so? Yes or no? And companies are they're aware that you're going to want to say no. That everybody's going to want to say no. So Google's like, here's
the thing. Can I be real with y'all about that for a second?
Please.
It's not even that people want to say automatically no. It's that people want to know why, and they know that they don't have a good answer for it.
Right. And that's exactly that. Granted, one company will tell you why, and then we'll try to flip the script on you. We'll get to that in a second.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Google is like, you know what? Let's just not ask. Let's remove the thing that would trigger it.
Yep.
That way you don't get asked. That part of tracking won't happen. But let's face it, it's Google. They will get that data anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Google knows.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they've also kind of gone on record. They've let people with AdSense who have AdSense accounts who are advertising on Google saying, hey, things may change. Not a lot, but things will change because Apple's making this change to their OS. They're now enforcing these policies. So yeah, so and then two, it was somebody had noticed, and I think it was something I had included but removed in one of the previous episodes where somebody had noticed that Google was not updating their applications on iOS because
in the Activision is this?
So they weren't doing it because they knew they were going to get flagged. So they were like, what it was is they updated, the last time Google updated apps on iOS was the day before that setting went into effect in iOS. So it's like almost like they crunched to make sure, okay, all of our apps are up to date. Nothing's going to change. Now we need to figure out this whole tracking thing. So apparently Google's figured it out. They're just going to remove it. They'll get your data some other way. So that way they can go ahead and update the apps and not have to worry about people, hitting a button because I guess they're afraid it will freak too many people out. But in other tech news in regards to this, tracking...
Because basically, what this sounds like is, okay, so I understand that you get really annoyed when I text you constantly and call you constantly to ask you if you're home. So I'm just going to start calling your neighbors to ask them if they've seen you leave the house recently.
Yeah, pretty much. Because Google can do that. Google will literally do that.
Yep.
And ask your neighbor's Wi-Fi, hey, have you seen this phone on your SSID? You have? Great.
Yep.
But in other news, in regards to that same that same issue, Facebook, the company that's just you love to hate for so many reasons, has really taken the fight to Apple in regards to this issue by not only telling business owners that are advertising on Facebook that apparently this is very anti-consumer, which I'm gonna tell you something.
As Facebook never really cared about that, if we're being real.
Yeah, there's that. But as someone who uses both Facebook, because unfortunately I have to, and Apple products, I'm gonna tell you something.
Same.
Yeah, my right to privacy, however little it is and however much is expected, is more important than you selling shit. So I don't give a fuck. As somebody who was selling ads on Facebook, even if I was actively still doing it, I would not care. Because the fact that I don't need to know who is looking at my shit. That's creepy as shit. Just, if I were to buy an ad, just put it in front of somebody. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently with this one, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg says Apple's privacy changes are self-serving and anti-competitive. And I'm still trying to figure out what in Apple's product stack is competing with Facebook. Granted, he'll say that iMessages, FaceTime and iMessages are the things that's competing with Facebook in regards to like Facebook Messenger.
Like Skype is competing with Facebook. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. Like iMessages and FaceTime is competing with Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. It's like, no, it's not. Isn't. Like, what the fuck are you even saying? Like, iMessages is the SMS app built into an iPhone. I literally, I use it for SMS. If I want to talk to somebody on Messenger, I will do that. The only people I use iMessages for is my family. Literally, nobody else even texts me. Nobody has my phone number. If anybody's competing with Discord, Slack, have you checked that Signal or Telegram recently?
Mm-hmm.
Those motherfuckers are competing with you, not iMessages. And trust and believe, nobody was using the video call features on Facebook Messenger. Not a damn person. You had to create a product line to try to convince people to use video calls. And nobody's buying that shit.
No, nobody's buying that shit when they get
Y'all
So
remember,
literally.
y'all had to buy you had to buy WhatsApp to even get close. And also, let's not forget, y'all tried it with Facebook paper.
Like
like
Instagram,
you
Lord.
look, the WhatsApp founders sit there tried to warn people a couple of years ago that the shit with WhatsApp was going to happen, and then it did.
Yep.
Instagram, I think the Instagram founders were like they thought the same way too.
Oh, do y'all a favor whenever y'all get finished with this show, when you get finished with it, go check out Business Wars by Wondery and listen to the episodes for Instagram versus TikTok. When I tell you, like that, talk about Zuckerberg did not do Instagram right. I'm telling you right now, Zuckerberg did not do Instagram right. Like legit not. So for real, I'd be like, yeah, I would definitely feel the way, because they only really got with Zuckerberg because, well, he got resources and he got bandwidth and he got server space, and yeah, we can't scale up.
Yeah,
we can't scale on our own.
Every it's a startup issue. Like once
Right.
you realize you got to hit but it's like, hey, we got all these users, we got all the success, but we're still running out of runway. Oh my goodness,
Right.
here's this big company to save us. But then at the end of the day, it's like, what the fuck did we do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I am fucking pissed that Facebook is still going after Apple. Like again, we can sit here and we will probably be talking about this all day, all night.
Yeah.
There is no company that is your friend. They will come close. They will come close. They will make you think so. I mean, look at Xbox. Look how deep Anka is. Yeah, I love the fact that her mic is so,
Uncle with the hey.
look how deeply entrenched Anka is with Microsoft.
Anka's like, I'm
the Xbox
offended.
brand. She bought a whole new license plate for it.
No.
You're like, okay, see, listen, we're not gonna do all this. Not her and Jet.
I'm crying.
I'm sorry. But yeah, like companies are not your friend. So
Oh, no.
I'll start that off with I'm gonna start that off by saying that. Then also say that, look, I still feel like Apple has my best. They better have my interest in mind than Facebook does.
There are more companies that are.
I don't
less,
necessarily.
are
I'm
less
not
shitty
necessarily.
than other companies are. Like,
I'm
but
not
they still
necessarily
companies.
here to like hate for Apple or anything, but
No.
I'm just saying between the two companies, one of them got called to the Congress for it. It wasn't Apple. Tim
Right.
Cook was in Cupertino, California, while Mark Zuckerberg was sitting here looking like the ghost of Christmas past. So
He was looking like Lord. He was looking like Lord from Star Trek. Like he was looking like Data's brother. That's what he was looking like.
Straight
he was
up.
looking like Lord. That's what I'm saying. He was looking like Data's brother. I mean, my man was out here looking like a whole android.
Yeah, I was
Like-
thinking more Data from Star Trek.
Initiate water drinking protocols.
wow. Okay.
Must look like human. Must pass
Okay,
for
yeah.
human. Like, bro, when I tell you the level of like Zuckerberg, bro, this is not you. This is not you. This is what happens when tech guys have to go out.
It is
And talk
sad
to
that
people.
as much and more as I've seen him lately, is damn Jesse Eisenberg just. Jesse Eisenberg made him look good. Jesse Eisenberg made
He
Mark
really
Zuckerberg
did.
look cool.
He really did, and that's funny to me. Where it's like,
I was not a big
It's like-
fan of Jesse Eisenberg, but like, man,
It's like-
you
I think
did
when
it.
Je-
You did that thing.
it's like when it's like when Jesse got to make you look less nerdy than you already are, bro.
I'm gonna
Bro,
have to stop and watch The Social Network
you have
sometime
to.
this weekend too. I'm gonna
rethink
watch
your
a whole bunch of movies this weekend.
Right. I think we do that too.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch some I have not seen Zombieland. I'm not a big fan of zombies.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I think you'll
I
like
know. There's
Zombieland.
another reason to watch. Like, it looks like a good movie.
Like Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead are like
Okay, I have
the
seen it.
best.
See, I say that I don't like zombie movies, but I have seen Shaun of the Dead, and I
If
thoroughly
you've
enjoy
seen,
that movie.
if you've seen Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah,
dude.
again, I've seen the clips of Zombieland. I've seen the trailers. Like, it looks like a good movie. It's like of things that I want to watch. That normally doesn't. It's not on the list of things. It's not something that comes to mind right now.
Right.
I deleted the Discord server that had that list of movies I should watch. I should probably remake that list somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's really weird to see Facebook like, this is anti-consumer when literally the thing Apple is doing is, hey, we don't want websites and apps to track your data, which seems pro-consumer?
It's like pro-consumer to me.
Yeah.
Like, is that?
So this is anti-consumer. Oh, you mean being able to opt into things is anti-consumer? Do you want to make it make sense?
Look. This week alone, we've already determined how topsy-turvy things can be. This was just a precursor, I guess, to what was going down later on this week. But yeah, Facebook, stop. Just this is pathetic.
Oh, that's
This
forever.
This is fucking pathetic.
Yeah, that's Facebook. Stop. The shit's not sweet anymore. Fuck it.
This ain't cute. This
Not
ain't
cute no more.
Never was cute.
10 years ago, maybe. Now, fuck you.
Disney Plus pulls Peter Pan, Dumbo, Aristocats from kids only profiles over racist stereotypes. Because
Listen.
apparently in 2021, people are now discovering that, yeah, Disney, they were racist.
Disney was a whole racist. Them crows.
Oh my god! My god!
The
Okay,
literal song of the South. Listen, we're not even gonna go there.
Yeah, no, we're gonna take a moment. We're gonna take a little walk, a little
be
like
offense.
a little peek over the thing, right? I am wondering because there is also there. Do y'all remember this whole performative thing where people were just like, "Hey, hire more black people," and they said, "Okay, well, we're gonna start firing white people," and they was like, "Okay, cool. Who did you hire in place of these people to do things?" Or the time that they decided to remove the one episode of the Golden Girls because they were just like, the episode has blackface in the episode, and that's a racist depiction, and we don't want to do it. However, the depiction was them, like someone doing it and then getting dragged for like a good 5 to 10 minutes in this episode because people were like, that is inappropriate. You're not supposed to do that. Now, if you want a modern version of that, do you remember the thing where in Family Guy, Peter has a bucket of paint and says, I'm going to paint myself brown in the town square, and I'm going to wear this fake afro, and I'm going to tell people that I'm black, and Lois just beats him with a newspaper until he stops?
Right.
That's what happens with this Golden Girls episode. But they went, oh no, it's racist. We shouldn't do this. And it's like, y'all are so concerned about these optics and you're not looking at context for things. And I wonder if that's what's happening here. Because once again, it's kind of like, here we are being performative. Like, if y'all are going to remove these, cool. What does your board of investors look like? What does your leadership structure look like? How many of those people are black? How many of those people are POC of any kind? How many of those people are women? How many of those people are LGBT? I would like to know, because the last time I checked, oh, well, I mean, that really was that Disney's fault? I think this might have been Disney's fault. Didn't Shonda Rhimes walk up into one of their theme parks or something? There was a whole legal kerfluffle behind her just going, I would like someone else to be able to use my ticket for the day.
Yeah, it was
I
like
think so.
Yeah,
it was something with her in a pass or something like that.
It was Disneyland pass. It was like I require a pass to go to Disneyland because She works for ABC. She's made bunch of money, like lots of money. And she was like, I want to go to Disneyland. And I want to go to Disneyland and I require a pass. Like, that's like Bob Iger could be like, hey, yo, open the back door. We got this. Like, I'm going to meet you there. Let's go. At any moment. Because again, she's made countless number of monies and she's an employee of ABC, ergo she's an employee of Disney. Why can't she get the pass? Like, why can't she just be like, hey, yo, here's the pass? Like, why not? It costs nothing for them to give her the pass. It cost them nothing. And yet they did not.
You know, like, if they... Now, like, I will say that they did do one thing right in this article that I don't mind. If they're just, like, pulling them from the network just to pull them from there and not continuing with the rest of this work, that's an issue. But if they do things like what they said at the end of the article, where there's just like, people are presented with a message that says, hey, just so y'all know, there's some stuff in here.
Right.
It's racist.
Right.
And we recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to say, like, there was a point in history where this kind of stuff was made, and that's what you're engaging with at this moment in time. But at the same time, like, low-key, they announced a whole bunch of stuff. My question is, are they removing Pocahontas from this list?
Whew. Yep.
I would care to know.
I would care to know too.
So just a heads up, like this message, if I'm not mistaken, was presented not too long after Disney Plus started, period. Because there were way more offensive things that they saw off the rip.
Yes.
Like, I think this article is saying like, hey, they removed them from the kids' profile, so you can't see them within there. But this message that you're referring, that's at the bottom of this article, was already there.
Which, you know, I'm just kind of like, sure. But it's also like, it's one of those things that it's just like, either you're going to remove it or you're not going to remove it. Like, we removed this from the kids-only profiles, but they're like children's movies.
Yeah.
I guess what it is that they're protecting the children. Look,
Girl,
I'm
just gonna go.
Look, like I said in my tweet,
my water. I am going to hydrate.
Like I said in my tweet thread from earlier today, I said, look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this is maybe their thought process.
Yeah, because like Dumbo,
it's not right.
Yeah,
but hey, this may be why they're doing.
Yeah, Dumbo, like, to me has been like, I'm good. Like, it's just been like,
if I've seen Dumbo, I have no recollection. I do not know what that movie is about.
Flying elephant.
That much I do know.
Right.
I have seen the flying elephant. That much I am aware of. But that's about it.
It's like elephant with big ears, ostracized throughout the movie. Mother goes on rampage. Mother's locked up.
Yeah, see,
we basically find out that those big ears, he can fly with his big ears, and so he becomes an attraction unto himself. Mother is saved. Yeah. That's the movie. And then racist crow songs, and one of the by far creepiest scenes in a like children's movie ever since, you know, pretty much scarring, pretty much one of the most emotional scarring scenes since like the entirety of Watership Down. Like, so yeah, don't watch it.
Okay.
like don't watch, like, of those, like Peter Pan. That, yes, there's definitely racist elements in Peter Pan, but that's okay. I mean, not okay, but you can watch it, but it's like, it's offensive, but you can still kind of watch it. Dumbo, I can't watch it. Like, I cannot watch it. And then it's like Aristocats is good in some degrees until you see like a cat playing the piano with chopsticks. I'm like, no, that is not okay. And it's not even funny. It's not funny and it's not okay. It's not ever anything. It's just no. No, 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 no. It's just ugh. It's yeah. So it's bad. It's a bad time. Let me take this coat off. But yeah, it's just yeah. So I am glad that they did, to a degree. I'm glad that they left it up, but I'm glad they did take it off the kids section. Put the messaging there, because I feel like y'all should take the L for that and be like, hey, Disney, you was on some shit. You know, you was on some shit back in the day. I'm glad you better, but the fuck? So I'm glad, but for like, you know, historicalness, I'm glad they left it in. Sad to say, but yeah. It's fuckery.
Yeah, I do think it's easy for them to remove it and act like it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
But they at least address it. Say, yep, like this is a thing. It was a different time.
Yeah, I remember
it's not excuse. Like we're not asking you to excuse us, forgive us for this,
mm-hmm.
but this did happen.
Yeah, I remember that on the DVD sets of Tom and Jerry, they had like an intro would play before you got to the menu. You can skip it, but you can watch. It was done by Whoopi Goldberg, and basically she would talk about the character. There's a character in Tom and Jerry that does pop up. She goes by Mammy Two Shoes, who is like,
it's one of the adults that are off screen, but you can tell exactly who she is.
Exactly who she is. And so they talked about, talked about her inclusion in it, because it's so hard to take her out of it, because she appears so many episodes of Tom and Jerry. So it's like we can't necessarily take her out, but we can add context to we can add context, and we could talk about her and the depictions of her, and we don't condone that. It was a different time back then, but we feel like in order for us to be true to the art, we have to leave her in. And yeah. So there's some where it's just like, oh, this is big top offensive. And yeah. So, context is given, make the message, talk to the kids, but it's come along. All I can say, we come a long way. Yeah.
And speaking of coming a long way, before we move over to the next story, Anka did bring this up in chat. Something we were talking about before.
I'm just gonna post something here in chat for context, so that people aren't understanding like what we're talking about here.
Right. Oh, you found it. Okay. Good.
Yes, I'm just gonna pause because I don't know how much of this will be DMCA'd. So,
no, that's for everybody to click on and look at their leisure. You don't
their leisure.
But yeah, just for the stream too, it's here. Yeah,
that's her.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anka did bring this up in chat, and I know we had talked about it a little bit before we went live. So yeah, like I said, like finding out bad news when I just almost immediately after I wake up. Apparently Cicely Tyson had passed away earlier today. Well, you said 96 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do believe that was her age.
Yeah.
So definitely, heart goes out to her family.
But like the legacy she left behind, like I can't even be mad. Like if you made it to 96 doing what you love, like
amazing
Like
filmography.
that is like the level of aspiration.
Right.
Just light and love and just an amazing talent, and worked to the end. You know what I'm saying? When I say worked to the end, like I mean in movies, I mean literally gave Tyler Perry credence. Like just gave him absolute credence of just like, I love you, and and the respect and how much he just gave, and she was always in good positive role. Well, in relatively good positive roles, like, and some of them Tyler Perry ones were not good, but anyway, like
Yeah, like the last thing I have seen her in was House of Cards.
yeah, remember what was it like that movie he made in like a week. But I want to get into a role where, like, where I mean I can always bash Tyler Perry, but I don't want to bash Tyler Perry in the midst of Cicely Tyson. But
So you know what I will do? What I will do for you is I will send you a link to a scene involving Cicely and Viola Davis. How about that? We'll just go ahead and drop that in the group chat there.
Oh, I think I know the scene.
Oh yeah, that was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I saw that.
Mm-hmm. So good.
I need to finish. I need to finish that show.
You do. Yes, you do.
I need to
Please.
finish that show. I stopped by halfway through. I need to go back and finish that too.
It was not the Viola Davis stuff that made me stop watching that show. It was pretty much everybody else, and I
just never came back to it. Like
no,
it wasn't a bad show. I just never came back to it.
So
like I was watching it as it was coming on Hulu, and I think when they released new seasons, I never got back to watching it.
Yeah.
So yeah, rest in power, Cicely Tyson. Thank you for all that you've contributed to everything, really.
Everything. Just everything.
All right. And with that, we must soldier on.
Yeah.
Speaking of power, time to give power to the players. GameStop.
Oh.
And it's sad that this is not the most recent article for all of this nonsense. Well, this article here, Robinhood restricts trading of GameStop and other stocks due to recent. I'm sorry, let me put this in quote. Recent volatility. Just so hard with this clout.
Let me check. Let me check and see if they sold my one share I had.
That's one of the things that's happened since this article came out.
The levels.
Oh my God.
The levels of everything that jumped up. When I tell you, it was like breaking news left and right. It was like you got the one story and then everything else had changed. And
yes, Stalker, eat the rich. Eat the rich.
Knife and fork. Anyway.
Well, I had one share, but now it's a tenth of a share.
Then they sold 90% of it. They were like,
all of it. We could have sold all of it. We left you with 10%.
We left you with 10%. Jesus.
It sounds like a bad Chris Rock sketch.
It really does. Oh, Jesus.
I've been lurking, but I heard the call to proclaim punch the hedge fund. Yes.
Listen, if you're in this chat and part of my community, you already know to pull up with the blicky, right? Go ahead and hit them with the with that emote, because y'all already know that it's that time.
Oh my God! So for those who
you had to hit them with the hold up. So, like, here's the thing: there's a larger bit of commentary. Yep, there it is. Y'all see that in the chat, though.
Yep.
The
level.
So there's a certain level of we need to, in order for I think in order for chat to understand this, right, we're going to probably have to oversimplify some things, which is fine. But there's also going to be, we need context for why this is happening and what makes this particular thing special. Because here's the thing, the stuff that we're reading about today is normal.
Yes.
Let me say that again. The stuff that we're reading about today with this whole GameStop stuff is normal.
Yes.
It's normal. It's normal. Happens all the time.
All the time.
Daily. Hundreds of times a day. You know those like little things where you read the news scandal about people doing insider trading and all this other stuff? This wild, messy nonsense with things, people trying to get ahead and do extra stuff?
Yes.
Is everyday normal stuff. That's like saying, like water is wet, the sky looks blue, like that kind of stuff, right? However, we need to talk about what happened with all of this.
Yes.
So, normally when you have like whatever this stock is, it's a lot of this stuff that's happening is stuff that's happening on loan. So that means at some point, someone has to pay somebody back for all of this mess.
What's called earnings call.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's like it's this whole thing. Kevin has some like, I'm just like, hey Kevin,
Yes.
I need, like the simplest and clearest example of what happened and why this is a whole hot mess is a whole thing. So I'm like, hey Kevin, I know that you work with Major Linux and that you have access to a certain amount of money because Linux just has all of that or whatever. Do you mind if I borrow $5 of that? I just need $5 to go down to the store, maybe get some groceries or whatever. Kevin's like, all right, you can have that $5, but you have to pay me back because at some point I have to give. That's not like I'm just watching that money. I have stewardship of that money. It doesn't belong to me. I have to pay Major back at some point. I need you to bring that $5 back to me at some point. All right, cool. I take that $5, I figure out how to make it $10. Now, here's what would happen in that situation theoretically. I would come back with that $10 and I would be like, hey, Kevin, thank you for letting me borrow that. Here's your $5. I get to keep the extra $5 that I would have had. And Major doesn't have to come for Kevin's neck. It's fine. If Major asks for his money, it's right there. Or whatever it is that Kevin owes him. Well, with GameStop being the hot mess that it has been for all of 2020, its stock shares were super low. And so what a whole bunch of people were going to do was buy up a whole bunch of it with the idea, because, this is how supply and demand works. The less of something there is, the more it costs to get it. Things like trying to get limited editions of the game, trying to get a PS5 right now, trying to get a Switch when they came out back in the beginning of 2020, right? That type of stuff. These people were just like, companies having a rough time. It's going to be real easy to buy some shares of that or whatever. And so we're going to do that real quick. They went and bought up a whole bunch of shares of this company at a really low number. So now they're just holding on to all of this with the idea that eventually the price is going to go up, and then they can be like, right, well, if you want these shares back, you're going to have to buy that, but it's going to cost you money. More money, right? So that, it'll be like, I bought it for $5, but I'm going to charge you $20 for this.
Yeah. Like a pump and dump.
Some people in the wonderful land of Reddit got a hold of this information and said, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We know that they straight up pulled some Ocean's 13 shit and said, like, what if we bought all of it? Just bought up the whole thing so that there was nothing left for them to capitalize on. They can't do it. And then when these people were just like, here's the thing. We kind of want that stock, though, for GameStop because, this is Kevin in this scenario, the hedge fund manager. So it's like, well, I plan on buying some extra and trying to make some money off of Major and the situation that he's in. But, there's a problem there because Sin went and bought all of it. Now, I'm like, so Kevin, Heard that you were looking for some of this stuff. Heard that you had to give, Major some of this money back. Shame I took it all. What are you gonna give me for that money? You're gonna give me some cars? You're gonna give me some planes?
Yep,
What
yep.
like what are you talking here? And it's kind of like, well, here's what I'll
Be
do for
ashamed
you.
if I
Here's
give some else.
here's
Yeah.
you know what? The thing
That's
is,
what's called cornering the market.
I can't
Yep.
I can't give it to someone else, but here's the thing. Once again, per our example, Major's gonna come checking for Kevin and the stuff
Yes.
and be like, hey Kevin, I need you to run me the money that you owe me. Have y'all seen Friday?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Have y'all seen the movie Friday? Because that's what's happening here.
Linux is big worm. That's what he is right now. He's big worm. He's like,
So Linux has been
And I'm
big
Craig.
worm, and Kevin is like yeah, well, Smokey at this point.
yeah, smoke. Yeah, definitely smoky.
Straight up Smokey. And so I was Craig, smoked up all the weed, and Big Worm was like, I need you to either give me my money back or I need you to give me my weed back. And he's just like, what if I told you I had neither? Because Craig smoked it all. Oh no. So I'm me being Craig in this situation. Well, I mean, I got some weed over here. It's about the amount you would need to pay Major back, but what if I charge you like 10, 20, 30, 50 times what a dime bag was, and you buy that from me to get whatever Major is back? Major does not care. He wants the bag. Period. He just wants what he's owed. But Kevin has to pay for that. So Kevin, because like I said earlier in our example, someone is always left holding this bag.
Yep.
Our boy Kevin over here has had to beg, borrow, steal, rob a bank, has had to swim across the ocean, has had to take up a job as a bank teller to see what time they open and close so he can funnel out the money that he needs to pay me to get Major his stuff. Because if Major comes to because here's the thing, Major can just drop a lawsuit on him and that would be the end of Kevin's life. Period.
Yep.
And no one wants
really
that.
liking this scenario.
I mean, I'm not, but I have to go with it.
Right? So that's what's happening over here. The issue is these hedge managers who were hoping to capitalize on information because, that's how this stuff works most of the time. The thing about stock trading and all this other stuff that we're talking about here is having information, and typically being the first person to have information or having information that is really hard to get access to.
Mm-hmm.
And these people who were trying to buy this stuff at a low share, buy a whole bunch of it, and possibly force GameStop to do whatever they were going to do, ran into a little snag where they found out that other people were just as aware as they were and acted faster than they could to buy everything. So that stock, which may have been worth like $7 or $8, maybe $12 at the most, jumped straight up to $300, and the company had to buy all, these companies and hedge funds had to buy all of that money back from these Reddit people who said, we're honestly just not going to give you the stock back. We're going to watch it climb up to an astronomical rate, and then maybe we'll think about it. Because the thing is, at first there was more supply than demand, but now there's no more supply and a ton of demand.
Yep.
Oh snap! We had a stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry to stop this right now. Yo, shout out to Spawn on me with the sub. Yo, Khalif in the building again. If y'all have not checked, look, we may drag tech companies and gaming companies here, but definitely if you want to know what's going on in the gaming space when it comes to Black, Indigenous people of color, definitely check Spawn on me. Check out Khalif. They doing the absolute best work out there. Thank you so much.
We love to see it.
Yes,
we do. And so now people are out here but this is where I need to take us back a year and talk about something that's not related to stocks at all. Y'all remember last year, sometime around there, where they were just like, we're going to be magnanimous and bless the people, the poor people who need phones and internet and places to live and things.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give you services for free.
Right.
We're going to suspend the students' loans. We're going to give you access to streaming services at no cost because we are generous in all of these things. And you remember way back then when I was just kind of like, they are like literally showing you how quickly they could organize things to do things that don't cost money whatsoever or would be greatly beneficial to a large number of people, and they straight up did not do it.
Well,
Y'all remember when we talked about how 3 months later, everybody was just out here acting like things were just so normal. And it was kind of like, did y'all forget how they just like had a whole thing where they were willing to give y'all for free the things that y'all are figuring out how you're going to pay for now because they can and don't want to. Now let's fast forward to the example that we're currently in.
Right.
There are a number of applications for people who are wanting to get into stocks and trading and kind of learning about them and understanding them and the different types that there are, and then going, hey, if you have a little bit of free money, you can let us decide for you what you want to put in, or you can pick a particular stock and just be like, I want to buy this one.
Right.
mm-hmm.
One of these applications is called Robinhood. There are a number of them, but Robinhood is the one in the spotlight today. And the reason that they're in the spotlight today is because they saw all of this stuff happening and went, we're going to have to stop y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to come back to something I said like 10 minutes ago. This is normal, everyday stuff. People just buy things and like do whatever like these things are with buying things and selling them at different times and stuff to maximize the amount of money that they get or the investment that they have. This is normal everyday stuff. However, today, the people who shouldn't have that information
Mm-hmm.
had that information and decided to act on it in the free market. And we got upset about it. The way that they went into your application and said, y'all can't buy nothing else. Like the speed.
Yep.
The speed at which that happened.
Right.
Like, I have blinked slower than they removed the amount that y'all had to buy anything. Y'all can sell stuff, but you can't buy anything.
Right.
And the reason why they want this to happen is because y'all not being able to buy anything immediately puts a cap on the amount of demand you can generate. So these numbers would theoretically drop off because more stock would become available, but people couldn't buy them, except for maybe the hedge fund people. Now, I don't know if y'all know this or not or anything like that, but doing stuff like that in the open is, like, by my knowledge, illegal. Like, y'all can't just, like, go, we're gonna straight up be like, y'all can't buy nothing. Like, that's not a thing.
That's not how this works. You buy as you can afford, and that's
you buy as you can afford, because the thing is, it's literally a risk. It's the same thing as, like, when you go to a casino, they can't tell you, you can't spend money in here. But you want to know what they will do. They will straight up shut that. They do seem to have a certain issue when all of the machines suddenly come up jackpots, because that means the casino has to pay you, and they don't like that.
They
and that's where we are.
That's what I say. When you jackpot, they immediately take that machine off of the floor and be like, "Oh, maintenance."
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do, because the idea is that you're gambling against something because of a limited amount of knowledge. But once you do, it's the same reason why if you're a card sharp, they take you out of a casino and they don't let you play at the tables. You're not like, it's you know, there's a saying that the house always wins. That's why stuff like this exists. Oh, Mr. Jolly Yellow, I'm here for that statement. Absolutely that. And it's one of those, you know what? We need to sit down and talk about what this means, because this isn't a stock thing. This isn't like a businesses are being bad thing. They literally said a whole class of people who summoned the capital to do this and put these larger companies in the positions that they're in are like, yo, We have to stop them. They're not allowed to do that. By the way, when we say what they're not allowed to do, the amount of stock that they bought would put people billions of dollars in debt trying to pay everybody who bought it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And so it's one of those things where we have to kind of look at like the whole year in retrospect and go, y'all have made it real clear that y'all have some really strong opinions on who should and shouldn't be able to do and have nice things. Because y'all had no problem with Jeff Bezos making billions of dollars while people are being evicted, but you have issue with me having a Robinhood account and access to Reddit. Y'all want to run me that information back? Y'all want to make that make sense to me? Because it doesn't.
Yep. It's like literally watching people like.
And mind that these people, when we're talking about the amount of money they would pay back, that is the amount of money that like Jeff Bezos makes a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to sink that in. That's 3 months worth of time, maybe at the most. That it would just be like, I accidentally dropped my wallet somewhere and lost that money.
Mm-hmm. It's like it was like literally, it was like today and yesterday was like almost like the best episode of Billions I watched in a long time. Like it was like, as somebody who loves Billions, who loves Bobby Axelrod, who like Damian Cross, who does the best, is like the best like villain / anti-villain antagonist, like literally seeing this man like read the market and buy into it. It felt like AXCAP. It felt like Dollar Bill. It was one of the thing, like it's like these dudes came into the system like this is like Wolf of Wall Street. It's like they went up from like the penny stocks and then they went up to like, I mean, it's like they went in and they bought into something and people were like scared. I literally was all day I was watching MSNBC and they were talking about GameStop. Like GameStop.
Yeah, now my wife, she's obviously heard of GameStop, but yeah, she was like Larry Reed, like apparently some dude who does like church gossip or something like that, like or gospel. I don't know what he does, but just Larry Reed was talking about that, and I'm like, oh boy, yeah, this one got real big.
It got real big. It was a force because, and I made the tweet today, like, you know, LLC Twitter and like Stonks Twitter, like epic stand down.
I love that.
Yeah, because it's like it's like LLC Twitter was like, yo, you just take your money and invest in the business, and Stonks Twitter was like, nah, you can invest that money in some stock. And get paid quicker, and you be like, bet.
It's a whole thing too, where so you look at both of them, they look at each other, they both angry at the other side. This is how you know,
right,
that the shit's fucking broken. Capitalism is fucking broken.
Right. And
I mean, here's the thing: is it though?
Again, it's like it's like saying that, oh no, the system is broken. No, it was made broken. It was made broken. It was broken on purpose. It was built with the flaws in place. It's like building the Death Star with the fucking exhaust port open.
Yes.
Y'all did this.
It's like it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Like, oh, and the second time we gonna have it guarded by this one little shield generator on a backward ass planet that's easy to find. So just look for the thing that's not metal. And that's it. Like, bro. Look, like, can y'all not?
I mean, hey, sometimes that's how you fix shit. You just gotta paper over it. See, it's not there. It's not there. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Look, we know that one spot on the wall has a different shade of white than the rest of the wall. Don't worry about it. There's nothing there. It's supposed to be like that.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
But it's just like that was always the wild part of that. Meanwhile, me being part of savings Twitter, like savings account Twitter, like, bro, you could have just put that money in the savings and just let that get like trickle down, and that's about it.
And me being part of, look, I can't die with this Twitter. I was like, the fuck y'all doing gambling your money? Buy shit that you can use.
This is
Well, I
like when
mean,
you playing a video game and you know how the guard is supposed to go the same way every time, but somehow this one time the guard went the opposite way and there was a glitch in the game
You
and
just
somebody
look at
figured it out and took
y'all look at
advantage.
each other. No, it's like the car
Yeah.
went the other way. Y'all looking at each other. Oh fuck.
okay, so you want to know what? Comparing it to a glitch in a game or to a cheat code is the most accurate thing possible. Specifically
They
because
Konami coded it.
there no there are some games, and I don't like, if y'all are into speed running games, y'all know this to be true probably more than other people. When you see glitches in games, they're usually there intentionally, but only to be exploited by a really small group of people who would know to even look for those things.
Mhm.
Right.
And it's one
Yeah,
of those,
because like
like when
QA,
you find out that the cheat code for Sonic 2 is 1965 917, and it's like, oh, well, if you do these codes, you get, to be supersonic for free, or it lets you access all the sprites of the game, and you can become any sprite you want to. Suddenly, it's oh wait,
it's
that
like
was there for these people. It wasn't there for everybody, but now everybody knows.
right. It's not so much a cheat code. It was the fucking dev console.
Yep.
They didn't find the cheat. They
That
found the fucking dev consoles. Oh, no clip, God mode, infinite weapons, infinite ammo. Okay,
It's
let's
like-
do
it's-
this.
I mean, it's for the simmers out there. It's like Control Tilde, and then all
no,
you have.
that's dev console for every PC game.
Oh yeah. So you basically just hit. Then you just hit like ka-ching. You just hit like ka-ching and like roll and like mother load, and, and like 50,000 please. Let's go. Like
So that's the thing about all of this as a collective. There's a lot of this that just thrives on the assumption that people like myself or Linux, Kevin, Anka, or you who are listening to this don't know things.
right.
So that people in high places can continue to prosper off of what we don't know and but are still like breaking our backs to work toward. And the moment that we figure it out, the way that they came together to just be like, nah, y'all can't have any more of that. And not me looking at this and then hearing the stories about how people went, well, I mean, for those who did decide to sell their stock, being like, I managed to sell enough of my stock to pay my medical bills, to pay for rent, to buy insulin. Like, y'all are just denying people that opportunity for billions of dollars that you're not even going to miss. Oh, I hate y'all.
Yeah. It's like people are like, I'm taking this opportunity to better me and better myself. And then it's just like, plus, like, it's like I'm gaming the system to better myself, and also and then others are doing it for the petty of like neener.
And see, that's where I have the issue, and that's where I think, again, I will preface this again. I am not saying they are right to do it, but I understand why they did it.
Oh yeah.
There are people who are doing it for the neener part. There are also, again, like I said, Larry Reed, people who are not in Reddit, who didn't give a shit, who didn't know anything about it, only heard about it several days later, when, again, at its highest point, a share of GameStop costs as much as a PS5.
Yes.
To where it's that thing of, there will be people who don't know, who don't understand, who think that, okay, I will buy this stock and will get rich at almost $500, and then shit collapses, and then they're ass out of that money. It's that thing of, there will be dumb people. Yes. And again, not saying everybody's dumb, but there will be dumb people who don't know what they're doing, putting unnecessary money into it, losing it, and guess who's in the line of fire for it? It won't be the stock exchange, it won't be NASDAQ, it won't be GameStop, it will be fucking Robinhood. Yeah. So again, like I said in those tweets this morning, Robinhood was covering their ass.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it did not work out because they're getting sued anyway.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, they're getting sued. Well, part of it is getting sued anyway. Well, part of it is there is the smallest kernel of some kind of maybe misguided, like good intention here that I
Yeah.
can think about, where it's like other people profiting and going like, oh, well, I mean, if this climbed this much, it'll climb forever. And then being like, that's not how this works.
Yeah,
not how this works.
because you've overvalued the value of GameStop. Like
Yeah.
somebody showed a chart, and the line was like this.
It was vertical.
Yeah,
It was
right.
damn near vertical.
GameStop was like somewhere down here before it went down for real.
Right.
So at a certain point, like that shit had to have come down. And if people were investing at the tippy top of that bar, I mean, of that line, they were guaranteed to lose.
Yep.
And that's the part that I was concerned about. Like again, when you bring up stocks like it was an AMC, Nokia, there was several others.
BlackBerry
Blackberry.
one.
Like when I looked up AMC's when we were talking about it earlier, yes, AMC was less than $10, and them cutting off AMC to keep that from happening again, that was shitty.
Yes.
See, this is where
that's
I
why
was
I focused on GameStop. That's why I focused on GameStop because like that was going to hurt somebody.
Yes.
AMC, not so much. GameStop, definitely. They should have shut that shit off. I would have never thought about it. I would not even care. It's like
now,
somebody.
like the thing is, that's the part where I think you and I are we're butting heads on this. Because I could see the good intention here if you were just like, yo, listen, I know that the people who are getting into this might be new and don't have any idea what's going on here, but you're buying stocks at a failing company. This is not a thing that you should be doing. We're just going to go ahead and stop that. But then when I found out that that wasn't the only one and that they went, we're going to do that for this one,
Yeah, like
and for
at
this
that
one,
point,
and for
yeah,
this one.
at that
I'm just
point,
like,
yeah, like no, that you should not have done that.
so
You shouldn't have done
y'all are
that.
y'all are doing this, and this is how it feels, right? Y'all are doing this, but it isn't for y'all. There are people whose interests you're protecting, but unless Robinhood is the person who is buying these stocks and having to pay for them, which they aren't. I'm like, who are y'all doing this for?
And yet, like
Because
again,
at this point, like there are literally like federal level measures coming down to bear to prevent other happenings of this type, and I'm like, y'all really did just summon like the entire the whole legal force of the United States of America to protect your money.
right. And again, like if this, like that's what I'm saying. If this was GameStop, if this was solely just GameStop and they stopped GameStop trading, that's one thing. But again, when you mention AMC, BlackBerry, Nokia, and how low they were, how that didn't even happen yet.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like, okay, no, now when you compare it with when you bring those in, okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
But when I was writing those tweets this morning, I was talking specifically about GameStop. I didn't know that AMC was a part of it until after I was told.
Yep.
It was like I thought it was only GameStop that got cut off. And it's like when I was told about AMC, Nokia, and BlackBerry, I said, "Oh wait, yeah, I can't buy any of these because like I have the Robinhood app on my phone. I have a couple of stocks and I may have $100 and some worth of stock. I don't know, and that's the thing. Yeah. It's at a point where there is someone like me who would see this, who would have bought the $500 GameStop stock and then forgot about it. Mm-hmm. And as soon as that went down, you just asked out of $500. And then lo and behold, the PlayStation 5 could have been available for sale for everybody the next day, and you ain't got that shit.
Right. So
now, you say like you're sitting out here like that, but here's the other thing: those other stocks that you were mentioning, like buying them at those low numbers and then just riding out the wave, is literally how the stock market works. They have now prevented people from just being able to even participate in the stock market.
For those, I get that. GameStop is like, nah, don't let people do that. That's stuff. I understand. Look, take a risk. Again, I've heard this so much from the fucking right. It's my choice. I can do whatever I want with my money. Which is really weird hearing Democrats saying shit like that too now. But we'll get to that. That's another part of this. I've heard that enough, but at a certain point, it's like, look, somebody got to protect you from you. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that it comes to that. Humans are stupid. As much as we can say we are very smart, we are very stupid sometimes. And it's like sometimes we do have to be protected from ourselves. So again, I am not here to sit there and say that yes, Robinhood was right. Robinhood did the right thing. No, they did very much the wrong thing. But also, it's having that nuanced conversation to understand why they did it. It unfortunately didn't help them because they're still in the same situation they were trying to protect themselves from.
Right.
But you still have to sit and kind of look at why Robinhood did why they did. I mean, why Robinhood did what they did.
They completely overcorrected.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like,
now there are going to be
they were
some
like,
legal. There are going to be
GameStop
some legal
and then everything
ramifications.
else. Like, oh, yeah. I'm
And
sorry.
this is oh no, it's fine. It's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, this is one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't
Yeah.
situations.
And that's exactly
Because
what I
that
said
was
when I
one of
saw
those
those
things
tweets.
like, on the one hand, y'all can just be like, listen, y'all are just gonna have to spend your money and learn the hard way. And I
Right.
mean, I feel like that's the side that they should have aired on, because the other one is now you have like your company is about to get hit with a whole federal investigation and an audit because you literally told people like not here, but also here, and here. Y'all aren't allowed to like do what you want to with the
Right.
money that you're investing.
Right. Had just like Mitch said, had it been the one stock, it would have been like, yeah,
Like, everybody
I
would have
get
gave
it.
up. Everybody gave up and moved to the next one. But they was like, nah, fuck this. You ain't doing it for any of them.
Right. And then that was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see a pattern.
Yeah.
Lawsuit. Like I'm seeing
Like-
a pattern with this now. Like the one that's like with GameStop, that could have been the isolated incident of like, yeah, I see it. Stop trading on this. But you literally ran the whole trifecta of all of these, and then it's like, see, now that's a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to get involved.
Yes, and
And
then
we
involved.
Not now.
It involved. They did not only is there a class section. Also, I believe there is an SEC investigation that may be spinning up. AOC apparently went live at 8:38 p.m. today. I'm not sure if that actually happened. She said she was. But yeah, she put up a tweet said, we should look into this. And this is where I love, because it's just the levels of petty, but not really. This was AOC saying, hey, we should look into this. Ted Cruz, seditionist in charge.
This guy.
Said, for once I finally agree.
And then
AOC
AOC was
clapped
like,
back, said, you know what the fuck you can do? You can whole ass leave this motherfucker for real.
Not you. No, not everybody else except you.
Look, no, you could take Holly, you could take Mitch, you could take Lindsay. You could take name them. Just take the whole party and just you can leave.
Getz ain't even
thought
in the same set. Getz is in the house. Just take him.
I thought an insurrectionist said something. Exactly. Go sit over there.
Insurrectionist said what?
Insurrectionist said what?
Hey,
Okay,
man,
so
you kill me the other day.
Yeah, that was like.
okay, hold on. You know something? I want
you said-
Anka to
did you
have.
say
I
we
want
have
Anka to have
Bill?
this segment though, for real.
Please.
Hold on. I'm just gonna go ahead and mute myself and let Anka do the thing.
Like, I just reading the tweet. I was sitting there. I mean, granted, it came off as petty to me, but it was like y'all said, it was an accountable petty, in my opinion.
Oh, I appreciate it.
But she basically said, hold on, I'm gonna stop you right there, partner. Hold on. Didn't you send a mob after me to kill me? Why are you on my timeline right now? Why are you underneath my tweet? Who are you? Like, go on somewhere. I'll take everybody else except you. Literally, this is not for you. You can go over there. You have the audacity. Like, where did it even come from? That's
Like I said, AOC says, see, what we not finna do is this.
I don't know
So
what
this
anybody
is where
Resign and get about my mentions. How about that?
if y'all want to know why every single time we're over here on this podcast and I go, do y'all remember a couple of months ago when? Do you remember 6 months ago when? Do you remember last year when? Whenever I do that, it's because of things like this. Because old girl said, Do you remember when you spoke out in support of people who showed up to put a noose in the front yard, came up here with pipe bombs, bats, and left with someone's podium and mail in a bag, and you and your friends were just like, haha, that's what you get? You have nothing to say to me, you thin-lipped crypt keeper. Get out of my mentions and be gone.
She said, and she said, you know what? I just find it real funny how.
I need to find out if they got like if I can get this whole
together though. I'm not rubbing her hands together like, see, I
need to figure out if there is a source I can apply to OBS and like a little sound clip that can play that just makes it like look dreamy for a second. Every time Sam says like, you remember 2 months when I can just hit a button and it just waves for a second.
I'm like, he's like Sophia Petrillo. Picture this, Sicily, 1917.
So Ted, do you wanna F around and find out today? Because we can do that. We've been doing that this whole month. If you want to continue the trend,
I like what Mr. Jolly said. Like, you know what you can get the fuck out. That's what you could do.
To the left, to the left.
Ask me what I'm looking for, Ted. Ask me what I'm looking for.
Ask me what I'm looking for.
Because you done lost it.
I'm gonna say if you ain't resigned, don't even talk to me. It's like Mr. Tip Harris. If you see me in the street, remember you'll know me. Don't even the word. Keep my name out of your mouth, sir. Oh, the gentleman from the great state of Texas. Stay your hand away from me, please. And take the gentleman from Kentucky and the gentleman from South Carolina with you as well. Kick rocks. I don't even.
She said with her whole chest. I mean the whole thing.
Yes.
We live in 2021 in the spirit of discovery. Find out if you want to. I will embarrass you and hit you with a receipt. And while you're over here casting aspersions on my name, let me go ahead and hit you with the screenshot real quick. Here's what I voted for. Do y'all remember when we brought that bill onto the floor? That's on you and your folks. Again, dismissed.
Yep. Where was you hiding at when this whole thing broke off? Was you under a table or was you next door? Where was you at?
Look, Sean QAnon Shaman said, "This your king."
Mm-hmm. This your king? Is Lily Killmonger? Is this your king? I want it all.
Who mans this?
This?
Anywho, moral of the story is eat the rich.
Yes, that's the short version.
Just eat the rich.
I need that on a shirt.
They probably got them.
I seen Confetti had one. I was like, where can I get that shirt?
That's right. She did. She does have that shirt. I seen that today.
I was like, yo, that's the energy. I need that. The energy.
AOC, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Psych.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Let's see. Let's move on to more.
And then she hit up with tip your waitress on the way out too.
Tip your waitress on the way out.
All right, so moving on to gaming news now, and I'm going to refer to our resident Microsoft Xbox aficionado, Hideo Sananka. Apparently, they updated this article because this actually was a two-parter, but this article serves the whole purpose. Microsoft reverses Xbox Live Gold price increase, unlocks free-to-play games for everyone. Anka, last Friday, Microsoft decided they wanted to double up the price of Xbox Live Gold. Obviously,
as a personal spokesperson for Microsoft, I believe that. Just kidding. Go ahead.
But yeah, apparently they learned real quick, as the internet apparently seems to be really good at doing lately. That was not the wave. It was not the move. And they reversed a whole bunch of shit.
Like
You
say,
know,
Master Chief, this ain't it.
testing the
This
waters in the
ain't it,
water.
Master Chief.
They was just testing the waters. They knew that it wasn't gonna be a good idea. Honestly, I was like, what the heck? But I was concerned at first, but I was like, well, that doesn't concern me because I finally upgraded the Game Pass. So that's just for everybody else that is just still on the coattails, just coasting along right now.
So I do want to point out that, you know, we here at Tech Talk Thursdays have still strongly advocate for Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate. Obviously, you see, got a testimony right here. It saves your ass.
It does.
I looked at this and was like, I have Game Pass Ultimate till 2022. Guess how much this affected me? None.
None.
I'm on PC Game Pass. I was like literally like they had the price increase. I was like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like I had to pay, like I don't have to pay for this game.
How you gonna raise the prices in a pandemic? First of all, like what? Excuse me, people ain't got nothing to eat right now.
And a whole Panera bread.
Exactly. Like,
no,
come on, Microsoft.
Not these people in like to quote Anko from last week. Not these people in a whole Pangea being like, we're going to like increase these prices and then getting quick with the claps. Let me also talk about something though, real quick. Again, history lesson. I'm about tired of like all of these companies and things trying to like poke and prod and push to see what limits what we're gonna let them get away with before we snap, crackle, and pop. Like they need to just
be
act
like
they got good sense
real quick and then be like,
my bad.
These companies really have been wanting to smoke this past year and a half. Like, what is going on? Understand why are they testing people, especially in this whole situation we're in? I don't understand. We're already at the tip of our freaking nerves, and now you want to say, oh, we're gonna make you pay more. We know you can't afford nothing right now, but you know we're gonna make you pay more because you ain't got nothing else to do except sit in the house. So you're gonna have to do this. No, we don't.
I feel
we don't go outside. That's
my favorite part of looking at how all of this is happening is people going like, you see all this nonsense happening right now. This is what would happen if we had socialism. And I'm just like, we're in capitalism right now. And it's like, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Y'all need to reckon with this. So that's a whole thing. But it's also like way that I'm just watching these companies like continue to like try stuff, have to step back, try stuff and step back. And okay, I do want to say something to address this part in chat because I feel like it's one of those, again, damned if you do, damned if you don't scenarios. There was a point where we did not have the internet, the ability to unify, to see all of these perspectives, to do the pattern recognition on the level and scale that we can now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there were people trying to get to a point that they could put things in place for us to have things like this. Because let us not and ever forget that these black ass people way back when were building the computers, the cartridges, the hardware, the software, the chips, the programming to be able to have the infrastructures that we have now to communicate with this knowledge. But also, knowledge and the language for that knowledge that we have also grows over time. Y'all, we were brought here at a time where we were not allowed to read for a hot minute.
Couldn't read.
Weren't allowed to read for a hot minute. Tried to build wealth and had people go, hey, federal government, can you drop some bombs on that real quick? Not once and not twice, but multiple times. Just like, it's just this whole set of whole sets of things at a systematic level that now we're at a point that we can do all of this. And it's one of those, while I wish I had the language for that then, there are parts of the things that I'm talking about now where I go back home and my mom didn't have the ability to give me language for it. And I can tell because the moment that she picked it up, she was just like, yes, absolutely this. Like, my family was not politically engaged at all. Last year, when I came home for Christmas, because I did go home on Christmas Day, people were sitting here just like, this whole pandemic, absolute mess. Also, let's talk about these candidates. Let's talk about this voting thing. Let's also talk about what we're doing for these Senate runoffs. This is happening. That's happening. Like, they have the ability to be informed in a way that they weren't informed. And I hate the way that we have to deal with generational stuff that we have to pick up over time because they didn't have those things to do then what we could do now.
Right.
But that's where we are. And that sucks. But it's also things like how we're like okay, so for example, today I did a whole search on Black minimalist. It's a random thing, right? But that's what I'm into, Black minimalist. Went to go look for this and finally found like one person who had been writing about that for like 5 years, but I didn't know that this person existed because, you know, I didn't know that that was a thing I could look for. I didn't know that was knowledge I could even have. On the one hand, I want to pop off on our parents, but like the things I want to pop off on them for are very different and somewhat personal things. As far as this systemic stuff goes, I'm going to go ahead and leave that firmly in the lap of people like Ted Cruz.
They were fucking trying to survive. Like, we're at a point where that's not what we still are, but not to the extent our parents were.
Right. Now, there are some things that also I have had to check like my parents about, where they would just go, you should do like this or move like this throughout the world. And I'm like, we don't live in the 1950s. We don't live in the 1960s or the 70s or the 80s. We're over here in like 2015, 16, 20 or 21. We're going to have to step up that knowledge. Now, I'll fight with you about it.
Oh, right. And yeah, there's been many on my side too.
Yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to read.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. My parents thought that me being on a computer and playing video games was a waste of time. Look where the fuck I am now. So who won that? And now all I have to do, essentially all I had to do was show a pay stub at one point. It's like, I hear nothing, nothing at all.
Yep.
And to Tika's point, if we want to fight our parents about things, the one thing I do want to fight them about are parents who can see the world changing around them and refuse to join the rest of us where we are in that change.
It's so sad.
Staying somewhere in the 80s and 90s and just being like happy in that level. And I'm like, bro, we can't be happy in this level of things. We have to that's why we vote. This is why we vote. This is why we get mad on the internet. This whole story is what happens when you become mad, when you see some shit that's some fuck shit, and you say, no, I don't want that. Respectfully. You say that
my parents can get this anger too. Like, I'm gonna be respectful about it, but they can get this shit too. I ain't afraid of y'all.
Like, I love you. I love you. I ain't afraid of you. I love you, Mom, and here's why you're wrong. And I'm like, I still have that love and reverence for it, but I cannot. I have feelings too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have feelings too. You might not think I don't, but I do, and I don't like what you said. So stop.
But also keep in mind,
it's the way that we're having to collect our parents on things like just other stuff like LGBT issues, and like, hey, you ran into someone who's not gender non-conforming, or like, y'all, like, maybe we should do something so that weed is legal because it being illegal is nonsense. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And by the way, in case y'all didn't know, that is my official position on that. Not even because I smoke, because I never have, but also because there are people literally making billions of dollars off of selling it in stores while people are in jail for possession.
Yes.
And those people look real different.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Vacate. Just say vacate it, open it up, vacate the conviction. If nothing else, vacate the convictions and make it a misdemeanor. If it like anything like, hey, you can't smoke that shit in the park, snatch it out, stomp it out, ticket.
You literally clear these people of the crime period and employ them at the place right next to the jail that probably sells some.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
That's it. Like, literally just be like, hey, yo, it should be nowhere. You should have like designated smoking areas. Can't smoke here, and that's about it. And then, like, okay, possession is not your whole life because you had drugs.
Also, let's be real too. Like, they realize how much money this shit's bringing in, and they just want to tax that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, if that was the reason, even if that was the reason, then that's the reason. But vacate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I am pretty sure like that's what's going to happen too, or at least I hope that's what's going to happen.
I mean,
but let's look at it.
That's one thing, but also we have to look at the fact that they make while we're talking about this, they don't profit on Black people not being in jail. So,
Good point.
Yep.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
let's legalize this weed. I mean, like saying too, I don't smoke it. I would like to benefit from it at some point in a non-smoking form. But hey, there are actual better things we could be doing with our time than locking folks up for possession.
Possession.
Feeding the prison industrial complex, keeping Black folk from voting. A whole bunch of other things.
Because it would really work out in the favor of a particular party of people to not have a lot of folks to have a group of folks not be disenfranchised that would happily vote for the group that would not disenfranchise them, and probably vote in favor of some of their methods if they were not disenfranchised themselves. But that's not going to happen because Americans be stupid. Because I'm like,
what I say earlier. Look, humans are stupid.
if you enfranchise people, they will find it really kindly, and they will say that kindness in votes. Have we not? Look, Georgia is blue. Hello, hello.
I mean, some people have some alternative facts that will tell you otherwise, but we're just gonna move on from that.
Right. Aren't they being all picked up by the feds right now?
Aren't
they all being picked up by the feds right now?
Yeah.
One after the other.
Hello.
Not sure how we got to that. I really do not know how we got there.
It was a wild ride.
Did y'all hear about the double agent? Tell me y'all heard about the double agent.
What?
The double agent, the leader of the Proud Boys, sold out the people. Now he's free, walking the street while they getting arrested.
when I tell you, literally, when I seen that guy, I was like, somebody.
This.
When I seen that man, and I was like, somebody don't tell me. This man finna snitch on everybody.
Isn't he?
And I'm looking like, bro.
He's Latino. Like, I just think that's crazy.
Like when I heard this man's name, I was like, oh, he's snitching on everybody. I can't wait for that movie. Like that's like Black Klansman. I can't wait for that movie to come out.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. You didn't say this, Anka. Not the person that literally every single one of these racist people pointed to and said, we got a Black friend. We have a Black leader. I don't know how y'all can call us racist. Not him being like,
it was him. It was him. It was her. It was him. Don't forget this motherfucker over here. He was on some other shit.
You did.
He allowed himself to get arrested.
You did. He did the high sign. He said double quarter pounder with cheese when he got arrested. They pulled him out to the back. He was like, we're gonna interrogate you. He was like, he got up in there with the coffee and the fresh Whopper with cheese, and he was like, listen, let me tell you about I'm finna tell you about everything. My man was like, I'm finna tell everything.
They said, thank you, Agent Jones, for your sacrifice. We know it was a difficult time. You had to deal with it.
He was on the deep
not him peeling off all the surveillance equipment and being like, y'all better not ever send me back here again.
Look, I'm going back to play Xbox. Which you heard them charging me double for.
I just think that this is the kind of stuff you see in movies. I was like, there's no way this double agent stuff was real. It was real.
It's like a bad episode of Insert Show here. Like, bruh,
Can we just talk about the fact that people thought that literally Trump was the same kind of person? They were just like, he's implanted by the left, he left, and now the Republican Party is ruined. And I'm like, y'all really just like maybe it was the fact that y'all were awful. You know, like who knows, right?
My man was not the cause. My man wasn't the cause. He was the byproduct. That's what
He
it
was
was.
the catalyst, the literal catalyst.
He was literally the catalyst to the powder keg that was this whole thing was.
They
It
just
was
needed they needed a scapegoat to come out and expose themselves, and then they got themselves handed to them on a silver platter. Like literally,
it was legit like this you right
that's
here.
definitely you.
Hold on.
It looked like you. I'm gonna tell you, this looked like you. So
Looks just like y'all, especially like it was just like a perfect trifecta of things. Y'all don't want to wear masks. We told y'all to do that. Y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all went home. Half of y'all wait. That reminds me. Did y'all see the video of the lady who was leaving court and people were just like, so how was the resurrection? Do you regret having made that decision? And she took off running down some stairs and then down the street in heels and no less than 4-inch heels. Oh, honey, like the way that I know her feet are going to be in pain while she was running with that and that home arrest bracelet around her ankle.
I'm gonna need you to send me that
not her trying to sprint down the thing with stilettos.
She ran like her name was Cristal. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to send me that video.
Honestly, I need to see it.
Let me try to rate this back.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
but Xbox. So the context that I felt like when I really seen this, and I really thought about it, and it rolled it on my mind, and I mentioned it to Major, and I'm thinking like, this is a Don Matrick move. This is some Don Matrick shit. Because I'm like, it's literally like one of those things where it's like, but unlike Don Matrick, where he keep talking about it and that thing keep festering, and then ultimately like weeks later they got to like backtrack. This was the new era screw up where what was like Seamus. What's my man's name? The new guy. Oh god,
Phil Spencer?
Yeah, Phil Spencer. This is like the Phil Spencer era.
Seamus.
I don't know what Seamus was. I'm thinking about maybe that's the architect. I don't know. The guy who created the Xbox. But anyway, possible. I'm gonna look that up. Anyway, so Phil Spencer. So this is like the Spencer era where it's like, well, we fuck up, but we quick to like, oh wait, we fucked up, but we sorry. Like, sorry about that. I bad.
But yeah, Young brings up a point though, and it's something that everybody had noticed and everybody was saying before they rolled it back, and I'm pretty sure everybody's still saying it.
Yes.
Excuse me. That this was essentially a move to try to get everybody. Stop, Siri. Nobody's talking to you. This was essentially a move to get everybody to go over to Game Pass, which again, the best deal in gaming. But it's sad that like it's almost at the point. It's like you got a pot and you poured everything out of the pot, but you still got some stuff that's like just stuck in there. So now you're just taking this spoon. Look, man, I just got to scrape everything out of that pot.
Right.
Anka, I'm just gonna need you to click on that, and Kevin, I'm gonna need you to click on that. I know Major can't do it because he's piping sound through his headphones, but also I just need the rest of y'all to click on that real quick.
Oh boy, yeah. So they reversed that decision. Again, we'll take this. This is another tenet of Tech Talk Thursdays. Invest in Game Pass. Just do it. It's the best deal in gaming, and literally, it saves lives. Anka can attest to that.
Where is she going?
Oh my god, I want to see
Well,
this.
Lord, why she running? Why she running the strap? Why she running the strappy heels?
I can't wait to see it.
She's gone.
I can't wait to see it.
I'm gone.
I'm bummed.
I can't speak of the situation, but yeah, she is completely disappeared. Nope, there she goes running around the corner. Oh yeah, she's talking.
I'm bummed now.
Oh my god, this is in Jacksonville. Oh,
This is a married episode.
yo, it's in Jacksonville.
Maybe
Oh
we
my
watching
God.
Maury.
Of course, it's in Jacksonville.
Maybe
It's in Jacksonville.
Maybe she wasn't running because they found out she was at the Capitol. Maybe she was running because she found out that Tencent has acquired not one or not acquired. Well, yeah, okay, acquired one company and has a minority stake in another. Tencent has acquired Don't Starve's Klei.
I tell you. Yeah. I feel.
And they now have a minority stake in Dontnod, the makers of Life is Strange. Tell Me Why. And, you know, the game that I actually enjoyed up to a certain point, but that probably nobody else did, Remember Me.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, but Klei is like, I know they probably picked up Klei for like pocket change because it was like
Let's see here.
okay, Klei on the cheap.
I don't see. It says there. It's confirmed that Tencent has acquired Klei, but doesn't say confirmed about in the forums, but doesn't say in the article how much it went for.
Yeah, I mean, cause they own like a majority. They own like a majority stake in Epic, right? So
No, not a majority. Yeah, Tim Sweeney and company was quick to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's like a little. They got a little chunk of it, but not the whole pie. They
Little
own
chunk.
Riot.
Right.
They own Riot. They own a little bit of Epic. I was like, no, we still run shit here. We get a little bit of money from Tencent, but we still run shit here and carry.
Right. Yep. We can hold you at bay with our Fortnite money.
They were quick, especially when Trump team was looking around and said, what else China got their thumbs in now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. How's everybody enjoying TikTok still? Just want to put that out there. How's everybody enjoying TikTok?
Again.
And yeah, so there's a minority stake in Dontnod for 30, and this one actually does have a price tag $36.3 million.
That's not too bad.
So yeah,
that's pocket change then.
oh yeah, very much so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, and I mean that might be actually pretty good. That might be actually pretty good, because that gives the company ability to like keep making those good adventure games thusly. So that's pretty good. Like a Telltale, in a way. So
You don't know it's a good studio. I like them.
that's good.
Scavengers Studio's creative director accused of belittling and harassing employees.
Oh.
The studio has responded to the allegation and indefinitely suspends its creative director and I believe the CEO. So the CEO, the CEO has stepped down.
That's good. Cause when I tell you, did we see this game during like the Game Awards?
I don't know if it was. Yeah, it is the game. Oh, yeah, yep. It definitely says so in the title there of the YouTube video. The Game Awards 2020 official announcement.
Yeah, cause I really
said
did.
step down and temporarily. That's what I thought. I thought that's what it was. The CEO stepped down temporarily, but the creative director is suspended indefinitely.
Good. Because I remember because we saw this and I was like, I really like the look of it, especially with the person, the person of color protagonist, and it's really one of those like nice artsy games. Because I definitely do like the art. I definitely do like them artsy games to a certain degree. As somebody who's played and beat Donut Company in one sitting, and really did enjoy that game a lot. Free on Game Pass. And so yeah, I typically like these type of games like this. And so to hear like shenanigans coming from a company like this was disappointing, but I am glad that certain steps have been taken to, correct that kind of toxic behavior.
Yeah. Also, for those who do not know who this developer is outside of the season game, this is the developer of the Darwin project, which was like a 10-person battle royale.
Oh yeah,
I think it's 10 people. Like 9 of them are in the battle royale, and there's one person who like controls the game.
right.
So yes, that same dev studio.
Okay,
For those who didn't know.
cool.
So yeah, like initially it was like, hey, somebody's been accused, but yeah, like the next day they kind of cleared some of the stuff up, took some action. So good on them for doing so. Let's see here. So I think there's a statement. Scavengers Studios appreciates that there have been situations during its rapid growth and takes the position that any type of harassment is unwelcome and unaccepted and takes any complaints in this respect very seriously. You should note that Scavengers Studios just taken positive steps to look into its culture and see what aspects needed to be adjusted. In early 2019, Simon Derveo was replaced as CEO by Lamarck, who took full control of the company as a new female CEO. Lamarck started to build a mid-management team composed of competent team members to continue to lead the company in its mission of creating new gaming experiences with very strong and innovative, empathetic twist. The new management team has since then recreated a sense of calm and happiness in the workplace where talents are gathered around interesting and dynamic projects and where differences are embraced. Currently, Darvaux is indefinitely suspended. An external auditing firm will conduct an independent workplace assessment and audit of our culture and practices. Daisy Lily Best, currently Director of Operations, is appointed as Chief Operating Officer and will be reporting directly to the Board of Directors for duration of the audit to ensure complete transparency and accountability. The audit report will be shared in its entirety with team and presented by Daisy to the board for further action to be taken. To ensure a transparent, fair, and unbiased process, I offer to temporarily step down from my role as chief executive for the duration of the audit. I will remain available to support the studio's normal course of business. So, yeah, some steps are being taken. Quite frankly, more than, our, old buddy there on Ubisoft and many others. But speaking of big old companies, Activision is in the news.
Oh,
They've merged Tony Hawk dev Vicarious Visions with Blizzard, which means you'll never see that dev studio ever again.
Sure enough won't.
I mean, I love Overwatch, but yeah, they only make Blizzard makes 3 games? I know I'm just being hyperbolic here because it's like Overwatch, WoW,
I'm sorry,
StarCraft.
You just said Activision, and the way that it just sent me. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna let you do all the talking for this section. I cannot. Because y'all, we have a general wrap up time that we aim for. Y'all will be here well past that time if I start talking about Activision today.
I mean, that's the next one. That's the next one.
I'm just holding my tongue until we get to Ninja right now, cause
boy, it's gonna be a 1-2 punch.
Oh yeah,
it's a 1-2 punch.
I'm charging my energy up.
All right.
What a bargain bin Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, all right, so let's get through this. Activision is resisting diversity hiring push by America's unions. Hello, y'all still there? I think the call went dead. Hello.
No, I'm good.
I'm here.
I'm gonna go get some water.
I'm gonna take. Oh, I tell you, when I tell you the levels.
Ow.
Now, yeah.
Nazis happens all the time.
Yeah. Oh, since gonna walk away from the camera at least 2 or 3 times
So,
an episode.
for those who may not have heard this, lawyers.
Yeah, this makes sense. Where? Where? Somebody tell me.
Okay, eventually, yeah. One, we're gonna have to fix Anka's gain again.
Yeah.
Two, we're definitely have to look into that local recordings thing. But we'll get to that. Sorry everybody for the audio issues. We're gonna dial that in. But yeah. Lawyers from gaming industry giant Activision Blizzard have rejected a proposal that many companies use to diversify their workforces, claiming that a new shareholder proposal submitted by the AFL-CIO is an unworkable encroachment on the gaming company's ability to compete for new talent in a highly competitive, fast-moving market, according to a letter obtained by Motherboard. Earlier this month, the AFL-CIO, the country's largest labor federation, submitted shareholder proposals asking Activision Blizzard and Electronic Arts to adopt policies mandating the inclusion of qualified women and people of color in the initial pool of candidates considered for open positions, according to letters sent to the Security and Exchange Commission that were obtained by Motherboard. Essentially, what Activision is saying here is that we can't compete because there are no good women and BIPOC out there to do the damn job. There are none. How can we be competitive if we put women and BIPOC in the hiring pool?
Who told him this? Who told him this? And who co-signed? I need to understand because this kind of
that's the answer to the question. It's racist.
Bobby
Right.
Kotick. Bobby.
They just.
I'm like, don't you put that evil on us, Bobby Kotick. Don't you do this.
There's so much talent. There's so much talent that they're just.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and like run this through real quick, because if we want to just keep it to video games and STEM, have we seen the Hidden Figures movie? Do y'all remember who the original person who invented the Nintendo cartridge is? You know, the whole ass system upon which video games are founded in terms of storage. Do y'all remember any of that? Do y'all remember who these people were? I sure don't. And I'm pretty sure these people passed stoplights on the way to work, and I know that they didn't invent that either. The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I'm sick and tired of them like always wanting to use Black people and people of color to get them to a certain point, but then not giving them their credit. Like why?
Do y'all remember way back when old dude at Google wrote that whole ass public manifesto about how diversity hires or like hiring for diversity in companies is terrible?
Yes.
I mean, obviously Google took it to heart because they fired like a lot of people who were in charge of their diversity efforts.
Yeah,
so
they sure did.
I mean, according to Google, he was on to something.
That mess is what leads to shit like this.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm glad I scrolled down because here's the Activision response. Responding to the AFL-CIO's proposals, a spokesperson for Activision Blizzard told Motherboard, "Our talent is the lifeblood of Activision Blizzard. We value the diversity of the Activision Blizzard community and understand that our employees and players come from a wide array of backgrounds. In order to deliver epic and engaging entertainment for our diverse, growing global audience, our workforce must reflect these communities." Okay. All right. Cool. Not really. We have put in place a series of new... y'all, you're going to love this one because it's going to really mirror the next story too. We have put in place a series of new programs like our scholarship programs with the United Negro College Fund and the Equal Justice Initiative. Look, we paid y'all, so let us be racist, please and thank you.
I'm tired of people throwing money in our faces and thinking that's okay. What is going on here? I'm sorry.
So you know that isn't that a wonderful segue into the ninja conversation?
It's
true.
Wonderful segue.
You know what?
Look, we can bounce.
Let me
can
just go
bounce.
Like,
We can
No,
bounce.
let me go ahead and handle this real quick.
Uh-oh.
So let's just go ahead and throw this into the long topic of what you are not finna do
Right.
in this house for 500, and
On
that's
this
on
land.
Alex Trebek.
Yep.
Now then, rest in peace. Let me tell you what this thing just said. An unworkable encroachment on the ability to compete for new talent in a highly competitive, fast-moving market. Do you want to know what this tells me? Not that you don't think these people are talented, but that they're talented from a distance and you don't want to take the time to Google.
Right.
What you just said was, but we would have to actually think about the people that we're hiring on their qualifications. It would slow things down. Well, here's the thing. I want y'all to come close to the screen. We're going to have an ASMR moment.
Okay.
It probably wouldn't be that difficult if y'all were regularly hiring non-white people in the first place. If you were diverse on purpose and with intention, it wouldn't be difficult. You want to know what's not difficult for me? Finding Black people to support for literally everything.
Damn, you hit it right there.
Because I normally do. Same thing with, hey, do we need to talk to Muslim people? I know some of those. Do we need to talk to indigenous people? I know some of those. You want to talk to Korean people? We know some of those. People who are into particular video game genres, know some of them. Project managers sure do. You want to know what though? It's a regular habit of me interacting with all of those people so that it isn't difficult for me to do. Y'all just said with your whole chest, with the amount of people that have spent time talking, thrown in front of you with all of their varying talents, that it would take too much effort for y'all to pick one.
Yep.
And this isn't just to pick one, this is just to put them in the initial pool. Just put them at the beginning.
Every single one of these people are the kind of people who are going to act like, one, they're going to be saying something about like random Black people in the industry for the entirety of next month and have at least 2 Black friends that they use as a shield whenever this subject comes up. Throw yourself in the trash.
Throwing in the trash. Why do... Look, okay, before we go into this next story, websites, stop auto-playing videos.
Also,
stop it.
Stop what?
Stop auto-playing videos on websites. I do not need to click on a website and all of a sudden a video starts fucking playing. Stop it.
Actually, hold on. Linux, can we just go ahead and be real about that? Because if you're doing that in this day and age, you literally had to write an override for it. A browser's default behavior now is not to do that shit. Y'all are intentionally putting in JavaScript to play these videos when you don't have to. No one cares, Bob, about the fact that your sister played this one thing on a ukulele. We don't want to know. We wanted to buy a t-shirt. Goodbye.
There you go. I just wanted
anyway.
That's it. I just want...
And
they'd be wondering why we be blocking ads. We'd be wondering. Because this right here. Because sometimes I just want to look at the article and not be wondering why is... their music blasting in my house that I didn't ask for. What?
Yeah, like I thought like my computer was randomly playing a sound effect when I closed a tab, but it was a video playing from the next tab. Like what the fuck? What are we doing?
But like just not these people literally being out here and going, we could follow the mandate to diversify our efforts, but it's not fair because it would make our hiring processes slower. We'd have to consider more people. So y'all are just thinking, so wait.
Job?
Hold it. What were y'all doing before now?
Who were y'all
doing? No. Actually, tell me about it. Come here. Come close to me. What were y'all doing?
A shade card, matching it to the face, like they did that in that Family Guy episode. That's what they were doing. That's exactly what they were doing.
You know what? You know they did it. What they did was they told their cousin Todd, who doesn't have a single qualification, that they should come to the office and apply. And Anka shows up with the degrees and the credentials, and they're just like, oh wait.
The position field.
You know something? This is once again a sin having a history lesson moment. Dear everyone who has ever looked me in the face and has escaped without being punched in it for talking to me about affirmative action, this is the fuck why. because it's easier for us to get a federal mandate for y'all to at least have to hire one black person than to ask y'all to just naturally do it. That's why. That's why affirmative action exists, and we still don't get hired for it anyway. Because
Right.
companies like this will tell you that will have their lawyers go, diversity is too hard. We can't do it. But then y'all want to look at me every time that someone does pick me like the only reason why you got in here is because they have a diversity mandate. And y'all look real funny in the light being dead ass silent about this with Tumbleweed just coming across the landscape when they say things like this in public that tell you we straight up don't hire non-white people like this, but then want to say something to me about, well, why do y'all think diversity and inclusion is important?
But you want to know
Y'all
what?
don't, bitch, if y'all don't get the fuck.
Look, Sam, it's hard. But you want to know? Well, it's hard. It's hard to just look at BIPOC. It's hard. But want to know what? It's also hard.
It's the only thing with color in their entire fucking office. I don't know how hard that is. Anyway, you know what? We can just go ahead.
It's hard. I'm telling you, it's just difficult. Just like telling your community, hey, y'all being problematic in chat, y'all need to stop.
I appreciate that. Anka, I'm gonna pass you the testimony, Mike, because I know you have one.
I too have words. Well, but I'm gonna let Uncle go first because I'm like,
Everybody, turn to your neighbor and say, "What?"
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna cuss in church. Let me not do that. Listen,
keep it
really. This was the most bogus, outrageous excuse I have ever seen a non-POC content creator ever utter out of their mouths in my 26 years of life.
Oh wait, you must have missed that earlier last year, but we'll get to that later.
I must have missed it because there was a lot going on last year.
Oh yeah.
But really, Ninja, really, and not somebody came in my mentions, Ashy, talking about some.
Very ashy.
I don't understand why everybody's coming after him. Why does he have to do this? Everybody has to do this. It's not. What do you mean? People should parent their kids. Every kid doesn't have a parent or guardian to teach them right from wrong. What the village is supposed to raise the kid, not just the parent. Hello? Okay? Okay, and then he went on to say, I don't wanna I'm sure it's probably trolls, but I don't wanna what did he say? Something about it'll affect his money, basically. What did I tell y'all? All money isn't good money. Ninja, how dare you? How hard is it to say, don't do that? How hard is it to say, be a decent human being? We get your mods are doing their job. That's great. But then he had the nerve to say, I donated to BLM. What else do you want me to do?
Like,
once again, throwing money in our faces and saying, I'm sorry, should I not have done that? No, definitely donate, but you still got to keep going. Excuse me? How do you think just putting some money towards a cause that's the end all be all? It's not the end all be all.
No.
Especially
gotta do more.
They're expecting Black people and people of color to keep doing these things. I don't get it. We're tired. We've been doing this for our entire lives, and you want to throw money in our faces saying, "I did what I was supposed to do." You have control over what happens in your community. Why are you sitting here letting it slide because you think it's a troll? Trolling or not, somebody else is gonna see these trolls and think it's okay to act like that. What happened to leading by example? Is that non-existent nowadays? Is it? You start seeing dollar signs and you think you're above telling people how to act right. What does that say about your character?
Like, the thing is here, like I'm looking, I found the quote I'm referring to, and this is his quote in its entirety. If they're gaming and their first interaction with racism is one of their friends saying the N-word and they have no idea what it is, what if it was on my stream? Is it my job to have this conversation with this kid? No, because the first thing that's going on in my head is this kid is doing this on purpose to troll me. If someone says a racial slur on someone else's stream, it could potentially get that streamer banned. It's awful, but that's the first thing I think of.
Why
What
is that
the
the
fuck
first
did
thing
he
you
just
think of?
like? My thing is like you're saying that hey, if they say this on someone else's stream, it can get them banned. What if they say it on yours? Hey, that's at your point. Like okay, even to secure your bag.
Right.
Wouldn't it be in your best interest to say, hey, don't do this fucking shit on my stream? This is why. One, it's just horrible. But again, if you're worried about your fucking bag, tell them,
Right.
hey, this can fuck up my bag.
Right. This can fuck up my bag.
Okay, actually, can we talk about how insidious that is for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm going to say this in the same way that I would have said that about Birkins. Fuck your bag. I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and submit to you that maybe the thing is when someone says, here, because all four of us stream out here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Allow me to tell you a thing that happens in my stream when someone says something out of pocket. Hey, we don't do that here.
Right.
That's the whole conversation.
Exactly.
Huh?
That's the whole
How long did that take?
conversation.
How long did that take? A whole 10 seconds? Whole
Not
5
even,
know
seconds?
something?
not even, he was
A
over before I
lot
could
of
raise my wrist up. I couldn't time it.
A lot like diversity hires at Activision, it's probably a lot easier if you have regular practice and
Mm-hmm.
if you're not racist. Like if you just sit here regularly and people try to come in on racist nonsense and you in your normal everyday life are like, that doesn't fly around here. That's
Right.
that's not about us or for us, and it never will be, and you need to keep that word out of your mouth when you're in my presence. Period. It wouldn't be so hard for you to say on stream. But here the fuck we are.
Right.
Like and here we are. Now there was a little interaction with Zombie, wherein he just went, oh, so I guess like, not me out here like donating to causes and stuff. I guess that means like I clearly don't care about black people because I did that, right? And it's like, time for a history lesson. A small history lesson. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, a whole year ago, there was the same conversation happening. Yep, see the visual effect happening? I see it too. There was a conversation that was had because he had made a statement about gaming with the femme presenting people
Mm-hmm.
of the gaming universe.
Mm-hmm.
And he said of the non-men, shouldn't game with them because it will cause rumors and all of this other stuff. And, considering that at that time, it didn't occur to him to check his boys and be like, it's respect women hours in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, don't be fucking weird. If you see me over here playing a game with one of my good friends who happens to be not a man, then leave them the fuck alone. We play games, we have a good time, and then we do what we do. You already know the score over here because I'm married. End of that discussion. And even if I weren't, y'all need to stop shipping people like that, especially if it's not people that you know. Like, something, there's a way to do a meme and do a joke, and this isn't it. But you want to know what? He didn't do that. He told 1 million people it's easier to just not game with people other than men instead.
I call those the Mike Pence rules.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I appreciate that recall because, yes, that's exactly what that was. And it was one of these things like, oh, so y'all must have been new here. Y'all thought he was going to speak up and say what needed to be said with the amount of influence that he has.
Man's been trash. Tuesday.
I've never liked Ninja, and
But you wanna know what?
Man's been trash to this day.
Like, it's one of those things like, you want to know what the funny part is, what the sad part is? I'm talking about him right now, but my issue isn't even with him. We'll get
No.
to that in a second. So we're sitting here, we were expecting him to suddenly have the courage to speak up against racist. Now, it did not escape my notice that the person that he had the most buck in his system for was the black femme. You know, it is just always the most interesting thing to me
Mm-hmm.
that the men were being loud right there. They were right there. If you wanted to pull up and squat up and make your presence known and say what you needed to say, you really could have said that. But you decided to swing at this person. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But also, while we're here, a lot of these people that are super popular on this platform look real funny in the light because they end up doing the exact same nonsense or not doing things that they should be doing because, you know, it's not my job to do things. It's too difficult to do things. This is exhausting. It's tiring. Like me having to deal with racists on a daily.
People we know.
Like dealing with racists every day isn't tiring. Like me being modded on somebody's stream and then immediately having to ban someone not even 10 minutes later isn't tiring. Like having someone slide into the chat on White Lives Matter isn't tiring. But also, you want to know who is expected to do the education in spite of these parents and everything else? Me, Anka, Kevin, Linux. On every panel, at least 4 panels next month, probably all the way throughout the year, getting together with our friends and making roundtables like Critical Bard does because we're tired and angry and have to give voice to it. In spite of the fact that Twitch is like, let me collect up all the black people and fly them out to headquarters and then not implement any of the stuff that they told us to do. And it's like,
when I tell you,
it was a whole thing that they did about like last year on the week of my birthday because, and that's how I remembered it. It's just like there is just so much of this that it's like not only do you have the ability to opt out because the oppression does not belong to you, you decided to throw some money at a cause once for all we know and then decided to use that as a shield against criticism, but also you wanted to opt out of the work that you should be doing and also made me have to do it because I have to educate people so that they know why they shouldn't come into my stream and say White Lives Matter in all caps.
Right.
But you feel like you don't have to because you just wanted to play whatever game you were playing and not have to worry about it because you're not somebody's parents.
It's like
the shit that I have to say about people not being racist aren't to people's just children. It's a full ass grown ass adults like you. So
like, cause see the whole idea about the children is children don't know because the children. What y'all grown asses is gonna talk about? Like the grown asses that come into my chat that like basically pop off. What's y'all excuse? Cause ain't nobody talking about the kids. Everybody talking about we are talking about the grown ass adults, the ones that know better. I sit up there and have to have a conversation with them. When, like I said, when I had to ban them, I say, see, look at that. You could be, I said, like, you could have love in your life. You could be a part of somebody's community, but you're not. Now you got to be banned. Now you're banned. And you're not, and that's not affecting me. That's affecting you because you are not going to be a part of something great. And so now, because of your actions, you're banned, and now you're on notice to everybody.
But peep game on this on 3 different levels. Level number 1, so now when they come over to my stream and they decide to be racist because you didn't want to talk to them about it, and if you don't feel like educating about them, people are just like, you know what, you're right. It's not your job to parent other people's things. If they come in my chat and I ban the shit out of them for doing that, I'm hostile. I'm being hostile. I'm being mean. I should take the time to explain things to people so that they understand my position. I should be the person who initiates reaching across the table about things. That same attitude, again, of being like, you want to know what? Race shouldn't be in my spaces, and I've made it that way, and I'm outspoken about it, is also a thing people will be like, I don't know if we want to work with this person because they're really outspoken about people being racist and all of this other stuff.
If that's a problem for you,
Like,
You talking about these things, you said you're worried about your bag with
Outrage?
talking about these things. I have to talk about these things, and it will
Right.
still be like, and then they'll be like, but you're too outspoken and hostile about it, Sin. So we're just gonna have to step back from that because you get embroiled in a lot of drama. The drama that comes from the people who don't want to talk about these things and it should be.
Right. That's
I just don't get the people that were defending him though. That's their
Girl,
they
you
were
what does he
know
have to do
exactly.
they were
with that?
black.
You know
And they
exactly
were
why.
black.
Don't,
Wait,
Anka.
I get it, but it's like, why would you even waste your breath? And somebody even tried to step to me and say, "Oh, he said before, skin color doesn't matter." Yes, the hell it does.
Oh, it
Excuse
matters.
me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, it
Oh, wait.
matters.
Hold on.
It,
It doesn't matter to me because I don't have to care. That's the part that they're not telling you, but that's in parentheses.
Exactly.
mm-hmm.
It
So-
matters every day for us. Every
Right.
day.
So the thing that I've
Hold
always
on, wait. A quick check, real quick. Anka, you okay?
No.
You know what? We love you though. Kevin,
Love you,
keep going.
Anka.
I'm a DM you though.
love you, Uncle. But anyway, the levels of absolute like
I'm trying not to cry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Caucasian ash that I say of dry skin, of winter dry skin that I saw today from this man, and the levels of how this man is, of this man's always being now and forever being trash, because again, it's just him not truly understanding that he is not, that like he's under the mindset of like, oh, I don't want to become a role model. But it's like, nobody said you're a role model. I'm not a role model. But what I am is, I am a streamer who does not condone and will never condone negativity and toxicity in it. I can't even say the levels of toxicity because I just have to use the word toxicity to as a blanket term, because I can't go down the list of bad shit that people that want to bring up into my chat. So the best thing that I can truly say, and the thing that I've always known, is a word from this man is winter dry skin, is ashy, and will continue to be ashy, and no level of Lubriderm can moisturize it, because this is what this man is. I've said it from the joint. I've said it every day and every minute of possible day that I and this man will never. And that's the thing that upsets me. And it upsets me to see, and it upsets to see this man literally thriving in a level, and to have so many people to come to his aid when he's literally like taking no responsibility for his actions. And it's just like, oh, but that one donation though. All we asking when the whole thing blew up with, what was it, Shroud? with confetti? Like,
No, that was Lupo.
no, it was Lupo. Okay.
Lupo.
Yeah, with Lupo, all she was asking was, hey, a follow-up. What you gonna do today? And they descended. And so when it happened again a couple of days ago, it was the same thing, because it descended. Because it's we ain't asking you, hey, we calling you a follow-up. What's up? What you got going on? What's happening?
It's just a slap in the face, like
It is.
I
And for me seeing Anka crying right now, because of the actions of this ashy man.
Like it's so very exhausting.
Infuriates me.
If for
So don't
no
come at me
other
for
reason.
this.
Oh wait, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I'm good. No, I was just checking a thing. It's just the way that it's so normal. It's so normalized
Like
for people
breathing
to
air.
do things like this, and we're constantly having to fight through that. to just make the content that we need to make. Do y'all have any idea how big my bag would be if I weren't fighting racism and all this other stuff all the time?
Yeah. Same. Like,
Y'all could never. The amount of free time and emotional energy I would have available to me, I would fuck y'all up. But it's like
Same.
literally things like this, and then having to deal with people who then go, when we tell them we need your help in dealing with this problem, they let us know real quick, this isn't my problem to deal with, and it's like, but it is, because y'all are the reason that y'all are the reason that this problem exists. So it's that. And quite honestly, the energy I'm on right now is the following. If you aren't going to help deal with these things, then just say that you don't care about Black people and go. Say that you don't
Honestly,
care about
just,
any of this
don't
stuff.
say
And
anything.
either
Just collect your check.
just collect your check in silence and keep it moving,
Right.
or like when we talk to you about these things, just be like, straight up, I don't care.
Right.
Also,
It's
Straight
nothing
up, I don't
worse.
care.
There's nothing worse than acting like you're helping us, and then when we actually come to you for more help, just because we see you as you presented yourself, you literally presented yourself as somebody we could turn to, and then you turn around at the same breath and be like, "Oh, I did what I was supposed to do. That's it. I don't got nothing else to say about that." Like, what?
It's these people acting like the things that we deal with are a moment in time and they're not a continuum. There is a person that I follow on both Twitter and on this platform. Their name is Taylor. Taylor's Realm is the username that they go by. And they took the time to talk about this, the context of voting, but it's real relevant here. They were just like, listen, y'all are real quick to come up and be like, hey, we just want to push for this one thing, and then like leave us holding the bag and having to continue that struggle forward while you get to go home and be like, I got my goal sticker for the day for doing whatever, like showing up to the polling place, or like donating that money one time, or like wearing putting a black square on my Instagram account or whatever. And what Taylor says is, the struggle continues beyond that. So unless you are going to be here on the daily for as long as it takes and deal with the pain that we do and the suffering that we do and the extra and drama and bullshit that we do until it's over, I don't want to hear you say anything to me or to my people about what we do, how we organize, how we handle it, or how we don't, especially with the things of like, well, y'all can be nicer about it. Well, y'all can not be racist. So here the fuck we are.
Y'all could not kill us. What the heck?
You cannot. Yeah.
Like,
That's why we have
this
these spaces.
It's this long ass list of things, and it's like it literally pursues me in every single arena that I exist in, whether I wanted to be there or not. And this is what makes people like myself, like Anka, like Kevin, and like Linux really upset, and whatever, to the point that people was like, I don't know why you're being so dramatic about it whenever this stuff comes up, because it's like, because y'all act like y'all are helping, but you're not, and you don't, and you're not interested until you can use it for clout on the internet.
Remember when this? Remember when this man said he made Drake because Drake played like Fortnite with this man, and I'm like, you remember when this man
made you?
Yeah, it's like he gave you
Legitimacy.
Legitimacy. So when it's like when my man's out here doing like New Year's Eve and stuff, and then be like, who mans is this? Like, who is this guy? And he's on like he's on all the morning shows and all the talk shows, and I'm basically looking at this man like, and he's even in the episode of Masked Singer, like, and it's just like to see the levels of who you are, and to see that you are literally the face of the platform, the face of a you a face of not one platform but two, and then to see like, oh, actually, I'm not a role model. Parents should be able to take that job. I paid the BLM, blah 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 blah. And that's what I'm basically saying to you. Like, that's why I've always thought of you as you've been trash, you will be trash, and know how many millions of dollars that you make or you give or who you play with is not going to absolve you of what you are, a trash individual.
And it's
You colored your own hair because that gave you some kind of identity to all the other 5 or 6 brothers that look just like you. Bro,
it's a thing too, like, as you can see here, dad mode. I'm going to speak from a parent here.
Right.
I put up a series of tweets today, or at least a couple of tweets, where I had mentioned to my son, just out of the blue, good morning. No, it's Christmas. This motherfucker ain't going to listen to me.
No.
That is a struggle that a parent deals with. No matter how old the kid is, what challenge that kid faces on a daily basis. Kids aren't listening to parents like you think they are. No. But they like if fucking Ryan, the toy reviewer kid, said anything, my son will repeat that till the fucking cows come home.
Right.
Eventually, if we get cows.
Right.
The fact that you think that, because like the fact that you think that even though you have tens of thousands of viewers a daily, probably hundreds of thousands, millions of people watching you, that you don't have any modicum of responsibility to sit there and say, hey, this is not right. You should not be saying this. The fact that you think you can just throw money in our faces like you fucking paying a sex worker for sitting there doing whatever nasty ass shit you did. And that's just gonna make things better because you paid. Motherfucker, black people are not a commodity to be bought and sold. Not anymore. Even though that shit was gone, but it still feels like we suffered through that shit today. You think you can throw money and just buy us? Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You can't buy us. I wish all these motherfuckers, all these white ass motherfuckers out here would stop thinking they can sit there and buy us and it'll fucking excuse, it will absolve them of their fucking guilt. Fuck you.
It's that white guilt.
Suck my dick from the back, motherfucker. Fuck you.
Go off. But yes, I definitely agree. Fuck.
This is where I'm going to insert that everybody should have a quick sip of water, except for Kevin.
Oh, I'm always hydrated. Well, yeah. Fuck you.
That's just melted ice that Diet Coke was in.
Yeah, fuck you.
It was cold. It was cold though.
fuck you and your blue ass lace front.
Okay.
Well, I mean that, and for that matter, like everybody in the ecosystem who's on that same energy, we're not making any more space for that.
Like,
y'all can be ashy and alone.
My wife has just thrown a flag.
Did she just say?
The text literally says,
"Sir, I'm gonna need to watch it."
Yeah. I mean,
please write her back and say, "I had an emotionally charged moment. I apologize."
I apologize. Yes, but yes.
Sorry, I had a heated podcast moment.
In the immortal words of me.
Yo.
Thank you for the check. Now go fuck yourself.
And it's the
and also fuck your hairstyle, fuck them shoes, fuck them teeth.
It's just the whole, like, I guess the part here that is probably the most upsetting is that, like, again, like I've said a couple of times here, it's not just him, and it's the fact that we'll have to come back to this conversation again in a different form.
Oh yeah, this is going to happen again.
Some company is going to end up doing some nonsense along this vein. Some other streamer is going to end up doing something along this vein, and we're just going to be sitting here angry and tired. Yeah. And it's the knowing that you have to deal with that on such a regular repeating basis that you can literally count down the seconds. That is the most exhausting here. So here's what I'm going to tell y'all. Everybody here, I'm pretty sure, is cool. All the people who are in chat are probably amazing. Find your Black creators and support them, please. Just like support them. Just make sure you get into a regular habit of dropping by and giving them support. That is that can be monetary. That's also just like retweet their stuff, show up in their streams, support their projects, and make sure people know about them and all this other stuff. When you see these people going like, hey, we're looking for people to do this and this, just slide up into your favorite Black creators DMs and or mentions and be like, does this bag belong to you? I think it might. For example, if you find anything related to STEM, please send Aga a message.
Yes.
If for no other reason that I don't want to have her respond to the 4,000 emails she got while she was trying to have a vacation.
Yes. I was going to say monetary support. This was Sin was saying. Monetary support is great. It's awesome, but also emotional support. That's the best thing. Like really, like not being an asshole. That's the wonderful thing. Like
That's
like
free.
that's free. That's free 99 right there. That is like you can make clip. What we say right there? You can make clips. You can watch the VODs. You can do whatever. You can retweet stuff. You can check out the you can check out the YouTube channels. All that stuff is free. You can watch the ads. All that's free. All of that is free. You don't have to give not $1 if you want to. But if you have dollars to give, you can give. If you want to give and you feel inclined to give. But you don't have to give. You don't have to give. Just give good quality stuff. And don't be an asshole. And tell other people not to be assholes. And if you see people being assholes in your presence, tell them to stop. Because that's
like literally
that's
check
what
them.
we need you to do. Because how allies are supposed to do is to not just pay, is to not just say I love you, but it's more like, hey, I'm telling you to not treat this person who I love and care about with disrespect. A lot of us would literally take baseball bats to kneecaps of our loved ones, and yet you're basically for our loved ones, and yet y'all sitting up here acting a pure big toe out here in these streets when y'all don't have to. My man literally could have just said nothing and we wouldn't have talked about him. We would have talked about everything else. There's a lot happening right now in this country. We have a lot but thing to talk about. She's got the Louisville. She's got the good night.
Does it
Anka.
Anka doesn't say hot. Anka doesn't say hot sauce.
Does it say good night? I'm gonna need. Okay. Anka came with the Louisville. I love it.
Baseball bat.
I love it. Listen.
I keep it behind my door. Don't try.
He came with the Louisville baton. Is that what he has?
The Louisville Slugar. That's what it came with. But yeah.
We just have to. If we have the mindset that we're just gonna expect the next person to correct somebody, nobody's ever gonna get corrected. You have to be the only person to correct somebody. Exactly. You might be the only person to correct somebody that they'll ever encounter. So if you don't do everything you can while you can,
right?
What are you doing?
Exactly. I'm tired. I got tired of waiting for the change to happen. I became the change.
And I have to, you kind of have to be because of the literal medium that we're in. I feel like people forget this part when they say I can't be a role model. Right. Granted, we're out here, we're trying to make content to have people hang out and vibe to and entertain. I get that. But
I'd be cursing during Pokemon. I'm definitely not a role model. So
what we're dealing with is synchronous media, right? Which means for y'all, we're using big words here, I guess. Y'all are scholars out here. It's fine. Anyway, it's synchronous media. Synchronous media means I see you and you see me and we can talk to each other at the same time. That's what's happening. This isn't a DVD. This isn't a Netflix special. This isn't you seeing me in a movie and doing something and y'all went and decided to watch the movie. And I'm like, I can't be responsible for what y'all decided to do when y'all went to go see this movie. I can't talk to you. I don't have that chance to dialogue. It's a live stream. If I see you doing something, I can tell you right then, hey, you're fucking up. Don't do that. That's the difference here. And that's why that responsibility is so important. I would die from embarrassment knowing that someone was in my presence and then went somewhere and acted a whole ass fool, and I could have done things to have them not do that.
Right.
And that meant that some people have been like, yo, you're doing a little bit too much, probably, but you want to know what? That's 2 people out of the however many people I hang out with on a regular now. One of them was like, there was this word that they said, and it's an ableist word. It's, it's our least favorite word in the whole like batch of words because it starts with the letter R. And I'm like, hey, we don't do that.
Right.
We don't do that. Like, we don't run that around here. So they slid into the DMs and there was like, and I saw them saying something. So I went and just took the whole term and added it to a block list of terms. Then they were trying to type that. And I'm like, I noticed I was trying to type something in the chat the other day, but I couldn't type it. And it's the thing that I type because I know that the other word makes you upset. And I'm like, here, let me make this clear to you. No form of that is okay. Like,
right.
if it's going to be difficult for you to refrain, then just click on the channel and then remove your fingers from the keyboard. Like, you literally do not have to chat, but like, don't. Not here, and literally not anywhere else, but especially not here. Because if you know that's going to make me mad, there's a reason for that. Don't do it.
Okay.
Now, granted, there might, if someone else lets them do that in their community, I know that it wasn't mine. And that, what happens in my space is on me.
Right. Because we're all like, we're all not just like streamers, but we're also like brand ambassadors. We're also community managers. So we're also like,
I'm like literally
moderators.
At this point a community manager. Like, that's where we're at. So I'm like, y'all have to be responsible.
So if this shit doesn't fly, in a corporate Discord, damn sure it ain't gonna fly here. So if you can't say that, if you can't say this kind of, if you can't pop off in the Steam Discord, you damn sure ain't popping off on mine. Okay, so you will be banned, and you will be kicked, and you will be banned. That's not a matter of if. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. When you pop off, you get one warning. You pop off again, you are out. I am not having bad people in my communities being bad people. Like, I don't even like my Discord is literal a ghost town because I'm just so afraid to open that bad boy up to some people, and they pop off and I got to kick them out. Like, so that's what I'm telling to you. That's what I'm telling y'all in the most polite and respectful way. And I had to have that talk the other day, because every time I end my stream, I say Black Lives Matter and we must protect Black women. Like, that's every day, because we have to. Because look what happened a couple days ago. Black women need coverage and protection just as much. They get, as much. And Black women are my community. I have a few dudes to roll up, but Black women are my community. I collab with them. I chit chat. Like, 2 of the 3 moderators are women. So I'm like, what I look like letting toxic individuals invade my space and harass, the ladies, the female presenting, the non-men. So what I look like, so for somebody that I despise to pop off like that, like, did not disappoint me, but certain individuals that I was a part of popping off definitely disappointed me, because it was like, you person that I've engaged in conversations with that has a wife and a daughter, and I know good and dang well you wouldn't want that, sir, person. So when I say to you and I left that place because I was like, not me. So when I say I don't abide with that, I don't abide with that. never will, never will. You will not find no solace with me. You come. I even have to correct people in other people's discords and be like, we're not doing that here. You can't say that. You can't say that to her. I know she thinks she's okay with it, but I'm not okay with it. You can't say that to her. She thinks she's okay with she assumes that she's okay with it, but I'm not okay with it, and I'm finna tell you, don't be saying that in my presence, because I will call you on it. So that's just how much I'm like, yo, that's just how I am in this thing. So, you know. So that's
it's a fucking mess,
And something I was just thinking about is a quote from Toni Morrison about how the end game of racism in general is just to like steal so much of our time. And I can't help but think about how just the amount of practice we've had to have and having conversations like these to make ourselves and our struggles understood has just taken it has just taken so much time out of this evening that we were just like, we're gonna just like shit post about Xbox, and it was like, no, we can't do that because people are like literally using their platform in ways that are harmful to like a whole section of people, but then want to act like next month when they drop a donation for Color of Change, they're good for the rest of the year.
That's not how that's gonna work.
Also, I'm gonna go ahead and just let's go ahead and keep it 1,000 at this point. Like not even 100. I'm gonna go ahead and give you 10 times on that bitch. We're gonna go ahead and just multiply your investment. Do not show up in my streams. Do not give me money. Don't pull up. Like forget I exist next month and for the rest of the year that matter. Like if you're not about it. Period. I do not want to hear from you.
If you're doing it because you feel guilty, don't.
Keep it.
Keep it. We don't want it. Simple as that. And fuck you, Ninja.
so much time has been taken to this, so let's
that's it. That's the end of that.
Try to wrap this up. Software updates.
I mean, if y'all feel inclined, I need a new chair because my back.
Yeah, look. They may not take your guilt money. Yeah, they may not take your guilt money, but I mean,
I need a new chair. Honestly,
I'll take the. I mean,
look.
Tell you what, take the money that you would give me, give it to Anka. Okay.
I would rather that guilt money go to Anka. To be fair,
yeah.
I would rather that guilt money go to Anka.
Yeah, you're right. I'm good. I don't need it. I'm not gonna turn it away,
I need a chair.
Yeah, look, right. Yeah. I don't need it. I'm not gonna turn it away.
She wants that upper echelon Herman Miller special that just came out or whatever. That's what Anka's looking for.
I don't understand that chair, but sure.
Yeah, because that's literally the level. That's the little level right there. If you're doing it to appease your white guilt, don't give it to me. Give it to Anka. Because don't give it to me. Because give it to black women.
Yeah,
they need that support.
I will take my hand back.
And then shut the fuck up. Yeah. That's all I want you to do. Give her the money.
That's what you can do for me.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. You could do three things. Give black women money. Shut the fuck up. And if you can't, and please remember to do the second thing. That's three things you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, we've devoted too much time to the fuckery of non-BIPOC individuals. So, yeah. Just a reminder, please, we started this at the beginning of the show. We will end with this. Update your fucking iPhone. Update your fucking iPad. That's it. That's the post.
10 speed.
Update all your iOS devices.
Update it now.
Now.
There's a WatchOS update too, so do that. If you are planning on playing the Medium that just came out this week, you may want to update your NVIDIA graphics card. if you are still using Xbox Live, Games with Gold brings Gears 5. Let's see, Resident Evil 7 is a part of it, and Dandara Trials of Fear Edition is included.
I'm like, damn, Xbox, you really want me to play Gears of 5? No, thank you. Good.
EA Play, if again, you do not have Game Pass, EA Play is 99 cents for the first month. So
just get Game Pass. Just
thank
do
you.
it.
Thank you.
Just get Game Pass.
Just get
Just
Game
get
Pass.
Game
Because
Pass.
it's gonna be free on Game Pass eventually. So don't
You
even
get
pay
so
the,
much more with Game
Yeah.
Pass.
yeah.
And all that money you can save, you can give to Anka so she can pay off her student loan debt. If they're,
and then
I would prefer they cancel it, but you know.
and then
I hope
and,
they cancel it before they do.
and then when you give, you shut the fuck up. That's what you do.
Don't say nothing else.
Don't say nothing.
Thank you for your
That
guilty
should be the third one.
contribution.
That should just be the one. It's like, pay Anka, shut the fuck up.
Ah,
That.
I just need a chair. I just need a chair. That's all. That's all.
see, you about to say something, but no, none of that.
This Walmart chair is literally falling apart underneath me as we speak. Okay. Anyway.
Mm.
Oh, why are we pushing for iOS updates? Because there's vulnerabilities.
Actively
Active vulnerabilities.
exploited vulnerabilities on iOS.
Active.
Update your phone.
Meaning they're trying it. They're, as we speak, they're trying it.
Active.
They're like,
Also for all the Linux folks out there, patch your Linux servers. There's an active sudo exploit too. So, but you know, it's for my Linux folks. Patch your shit. Let's see. PS Plus February 2021 includes Control for PS5, Destruction All Stars for PS5, and I guess Concrete Genie for PS4. And of course, ending out the show with your Epic Game Store free game of the week, Dandara is free on the Epic Game Store, and For the King will be next week. And of course, we'll be here to remind you of the free game for next week.
yes.
All right, we made it.
We did.
Now, I know,
Oh wait, For the King DLC is coming up soon.
I've not played that. Maybe I should. It's going to be free. I should just play it. Should get it next week and play it.
For the King is a lot of fun. We will guide through this. Also, because we had so much fun the other time, I keep reminding this group about this. So I need Chad to help me out here. When are we gonna play games? Like, I want to play another game with y'all.
We should
were out
totally...
here like try to build. Like, we were out here trying to clear a yard. We didn't get to the end of that, and I still want to play Overcooked.
Okay, so hear me out. I have a new processor coming. Either tomorrow or Saturday. Amazon is weird where I live. They say it's going to take 2 days, but it just magically shows up the next day. So here's hoping. Yeah, hoping to get a new processor, so maybe I can stream some Stardew Valley this time.
Yes.
I like how you basically like, yo, I got a new like what 12 core? How many?
Yes, it's a 12 core. I didn't go with the 3700X. I went with 3900X. So the Ryzen 9 with the 12 core, 24 threads.
Yeah, you got the 12 core and 24 threads of like hard computing power.
Just to play
and
Stardew.
then what? Stardew. Not controller 4K. Not medium. Not like Resident Evil Village. Nah.
Stardew.
Somebody gave me Overcooked for my birthday. Well, I'm not gonna say somebody. It's one of my really good best friends I've had since I was little. But he gifted me Overcooked for my birthday, so I could play on PC now.
Okay, I think I have that on PC. I have to go check.
Yeah, PC.
But yeah, we definitely need to schedule some time to do that, so that we're not all just dragging, tech companies for the fuckery.
Yes.
We can, clean some yards and cook some dishes and get mad at each other, because that's what Overcooked does. It brings people together and tells people apart.
We
It really does.
absolutely would not ever, wouldn't even think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
But get it
god.
started. Another article that I did cut was the fact that apparently the new Tesla has a GPU in it and can play games.
Oh, I heard about that.
And apparently, when Elon Musk said that it can play Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red stock price went up. Speaking of stocks,
Oof. Ooh.
yeah. So, yeah, things happen in tech, and again, like I put in that tweet, on Monday, I'm looking like, what are we going to talk about? And by the time the show's getting ready to go live, I'm like, what the fuck can we cut?
Yep.
Oh, also Linux. I want to throw something into our and it happened this week, but I want to talk about it next week. We're gonna have a nice long discussion about the concept of consent. Because
Well,
these people on TikTok done lost their minds.
oh boy, maybe Donald Trump was on to something.
I mean, these men. I will talk to y'all about this after stream so y'all know what we're coming up on, because next week is probably going to require a content warning.
Yeah, I think I have an idea, because there was an incident with a person that I'm relatively close to. So yeah.
On that note,
Anyway, mate, I was gonna say, Major, take us home.
Sid, what you got going on this week?
I don't have anything going on. Well, let me see. Actually, what do we have coming up? So, anything else going on this week? But next week, I am going to be back online with our good friend Westhausen playing Scion Pride. So if you're into tabletop games and you want to see me be a very charming DJ, come on by. Come see me. Other than that, we'll be back on our normal stream shenanigans on Monday and Tuesday. And the other stuff is, I guess the rest of these upgrades are going to come in. So I'll be able to finish hanging up lights and things. Like, slowly but surely, all of the tech stuff is coming together. And so are a whole bunch of other aesthetic things and projects we have going on around the house. So, that's good. And I'm almost done with this first 10 of Pocky, which means I have like another 10 left after this. Oh, and I have officially transitioned to loose leaf teas. Like, I'm out of all of my bag of teas.
Hey.
Oh, okay. So you got the infuser. Nice.
Yeah. So we're about to be fancy out here.
Oh, you about to be.
You should get some hojicha, whatever it's called.
You got some oolong in the can.
Something, honestly, what I want. Okay, so I got this tea called English Rose. It actually has rose petals in the tea. Someone was just like, I thought about you, and it was extra, and it made me think about you, so I mailed it to you. But the other thing I'm looking at is finally getting some. I'm going to type this here in the chat so everybody can follow along. Some Rooibos tea, because I can finally get some, and I know exactly which one I want to get and from where. There is a just a little bit north of here, there is a Black-owned tea company that I'm thinking about just getting all my loose leaf tea from now on. So I'm very excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I've had some of that. I used to be a couple of years ago. There was a Rooibos tea that they made, like Lipton. It was really good. I drank that a lot. A lot.
I'm going to spoil myself. Oh, wait, and one more thing. Earlier today, there was a thing from Fat Kid Deals, and they were just like, you can get a box of 60 Airheads for $6 and some change or something like this. And I'm just like, y'all, the way I am about to risk it all. I'm about to buy 10 boxes of these some bitches. I don't need to do this. And then someone was like, listen, I'm not going to tell you to do it, but I am going to say if I wind up with your information somehow, I might do that for you. So Airheads are on their way to my house now.
Airheads are en route.
Because listen, I'm about to tear into some stuff. We're going for all the blues, all the reds, and all the white mysteries. We're just going to go ahead and have that whole thing. I don't know how long that deal is up, but if y'all want to get into it, I suggest you get into it. Treat yourself. Get some air hands.
Anka,
You
what do you
wait,
have
huh?
going on this week?
Ooh. Well, um, I don't have anything going on this week, but next week, next month, my nonprofit is finally starting to do things. We're gonna be preparing Valentine's Day baskets for some of the seniors at the daycare center my grandmother was going to while she was still alive. So we're gonna take some of those to them and just give them out there. And also, I'm restarting the support group for people living with IBD, or you're taking care of somebody with IBD. And if you know what IBD is, that's an inflammatory bowel disease. I myself have Crohn's disease. So, so basically, it's just a support group. Just kind of vent your frustrations or your experiences and stuff. You can check out more information. If you want to attend, anybody can attend it. If you want to learn about it, you have to sign a non-disclosure form because people are going to be telling some, their experiences and stuff. And you don't want to just be out here telling people's business. I mean, they're not going to be saying nothing like extensive, but
This is private. This is private personal stories.
Right.
You shouldn't be out there telling everybody business.
Right. That's my nonprofit's name. Quick backstory.
Hey,
I created
I
it
recognize
because
that.
hey, Major's hosting the website. Hit him up. I started this nonprofit because I needed help paying off my medical expenses, and I was arm knitting blankets to pay off those expenses, which I'm still paying off, but it's better now than it was before. But I wanted to help people and pay it forward because a lot of people have helped me get to the point where I'm at now. So it's my time to help others. So yeah, that's what I'm doing next month.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing really. Just trying to survive. I got 4 fillings because I had cavities. Take care of your teeth.
So I'm so proud to say that 32 years of existence and I've never had a cavity.
I have a bad sweet tooth. I have a bad sweet tooth. No matter how much I take care of my teeth, the sugar gets me.
That's what gets me as a diabetic. Like, I'm surprised. Anything else? That's it?
I'm good. That's it.
Cat!
Yes, sir.
What you got going on, buddy?
First of all, started back playing Dragon Quest 11. Oh my god, I love that. I just love Dragon Quest. It's so good, just so good that game. Like,
listen, we cling to joy in this house, okay?
Yeah, just love that game so much. So I've been playing that, and if you have Game Pass, and definitely, I don't know if it's on like console, but I definitely know it's on PC. If you haven't played Donut Country yet, you must play Donut Country. It's very short.
Very.
I think I beat it in like 2.5, 3 hours. So it's like very, very short. But when I tell you I had like a awesome time, I never have laughed as hard as I did at that game, just sitting there looking into it. It is so funny. It's so well written. And I just had a ball laughing at it. It kind of feels like a Katamari game where you're like doing stuff to get stuff. So that's also good. Definitely go check it out. Definitely go play it. It's really fun. Also, what I got going on for this week is like Saturday is officially my streamiversary. Okay. So it's like, so it's like, I've been on the platform for like 5 years, but I have been actively streaming for like 3. So I'm just going to say 3. It's been 3 years since I've been streaming. So you know, and then also this is the same like, and they think like the 29th is the same day when I became an affiliate. So it's also, so I'm just going to roll everything up into one thing. And so I'm going to be doing a 4-hour stream on Saturday, which is something that I never do because I'm a prompt 2-hour in and out kind of guy, I'll hit 2 hours and whatever. So I'm challenging myself. I'm going to do a 4-hour stream on Saturday. And I set a goal for myself that if I reach that goal, we're going to be playing some sweaty games in Dead by Daylight, which that's also free on Game Pass that I've taken advantage of. And yeah, so you're going to look at me screaming and running from the killer during at some point. So that's going to be entertaining, I guess, for somebody. Maybe not me, but for somebody. And so yeah, that's one thing I have to say. Like, you have to celebrate your own milestones, because if you don't celebrate your milestones, who's gonna celebrate it for you?
Right.
Absolutely.
So when you say, "Yay, I'm X amount," it's like, especially next month, I'm gonna be like, "It's my birthday month," and so I'm gonna be one of the people with the birthday month.
Wait, next month's your birthday month too?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Let me write these dates down. What's your birthdays? Hold on a second.
I'm the 19th.
22nd.
The 22nd? Oh, Pisces gang.
Wait. So Kevin is 19th of February.
Double fish gang, what's up?
Wait, Major, when's your birthday?
22nd.
22nd.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's serious now. I'm gonna got the planner out. He's like, hold on, let me write this down.
Sam, when's your birthday?
Mind your business.
What we not gonna do?
It was like, all right.
That's a password or a passcode somewhere.
Oh, hey, man.
Yo.
Yeah.
Is that it, buddy?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, for me, yeah, as I said before, I have a new CPU coming in, so I'll be probably swapping that out, shooting some videos. Like tomorrow, between tomorrow and before the CPU shows up, I'm probably going to try to do some quick benchmark testing, before and after so I can get some before the CPU install, do some after CPU install. Maybe convince my wife to walk around the studio with me. If you've not seen on Instagram or Twitter, I think I finally finished setting up the studio space to where now I'm comfortable having multiple camera arrangements in my room, and kind of show various places, all the stuff that I have. It's the first time I've ever decorated a room that I've ever worked in. So I'm very proud of this space, and I'm looking forward to showing it off. So hopefully I can get some videos out over the next week or two. Yeah, still plugging through some Hades, still plugging through Scott Pilgrim. Obviously, I got to test Stardew again. But yeah, and hoping to hear at one point or another when Anka is ready to play Destiny. So yeah, that's all on my plate. With all that being said, though, thank you all so much for coming out to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays, as we're getting so close into Friday now. Is the show for January 28th, 2021. Thank you all so much for coming out to the stream. Thank you everybody for listening on YouTube, listening to the podcast. Of course, if you like to catch these episodes and many previous episodes, anchor.fm/tech-talk-thursdays. I should probably set up a little bit.ly link or a little URL shortener for it so I can stop saying and typing that. You can also find the playlist for previous episodes on YouTube over at youtube.com/MajorLinux. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Really appreciate it. And of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any streaming, or you could have been reading the tech news yourself, but no, you decided to come here as you desperately try to buy more GameStop stock. And we really do appreciate that so much. Thank y'all so much. And of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people out there is I love you. Peace. How?
Wakanda forever. Now more than ever.
Hey, bum.
He bumped.